What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Damien. Really excited to bring this episode of the podcast to you all. We get to sit down with Danmo. He is a local Prospec driver that had a lot of ups and downs in his journey into Formula D. And we talk about his history from the beginning, what he was into before he started driving BMWs, which actually blew my mind, and just life in general. It was a really good podcast. So it was really cool to sit down and connect. And I believe we made a friend for life. And I can't wait to be able to share this with you all. And yeah, let's just stop listening to my fucking mouth run and let's dive into this shit. Podcast is brought to you by the Smile Death Network. It is a lifestyle brand bringing you all sorts of swag, stickers, hats, apparel, pretty much anything that we can sell that won't get us put in jail. But you should check us out at www.smilexdeath.com. We also support the podcast by selling the podcast merch, and we are home to Car Shop Kuroshi. That drift team sucks, but you can buy their shit if you'd like to.
Do you need a really fucking sick livery for your drift car? Maybe you just want a bunch of stickers to throw at people. Hit up New School Vinyl for all of your adhesive back laminated vinyl needs.
What the fuck is up, everybody? It's your boy, Damien. We are on episode, I don't even know, because this is going to be pre-recorded and put up to our Patreon first, so we'll figure out the number later. But today we have a special guest, Mr. Dan, and I'm going to brutally ruin his fucking last name, Malvasio. I know him as Danmo, so yeah, that's how we're going to introduce him. But it is a great honor to have him jumping on here and shooting the shit with us today, and let's just dive right in. So first and foremost, I'm going to bring in the co-host, and we have only one currently because the other one is doing something with work. So we'll see if he joins us. But Mr. Chad Chimo.
That's it.
Just Chimo. That's fucking it.
That's it. That's the
Chad fucking Chimo. I like that.
That's it.
It's like your Pokemon name.
That's true. Well, back in like high school area, or like even like elementary school, people used to call me just Chima. Like that was just my.
Wait, are
my
you
nickname.
Serious?
Yeah.
No way. I can't believe I've never fucking asked you if you even had a nickname. I wonder if James has a nickname.
Asshole.
I knew that was coming. Yeah. We'll ask him if he jumps back in.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm excited. So this is our first. Is this our first recording for the exclusive with you? Right?
Yes. Correct.
Yes. So correct. That's pretty fun. I'm glad you could make it. I know last time.
Occasion. You know?
Yeah. Right. So also, it's just these are going to be hit and miss, I think, because of the timing of our guests and when we can record them in conjunction with when we're already doing the shows. So it's going to be up and down if you guys can always make it. But I am stoked that you could. So
absolutely,
fuck yeah, because I just love looking at your gorgeous face.
Well, Chad. I am pretty exotic.
Pretty. You're just pretty.
Yeah.
Chad exotic. I like that. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest. So
Dan Mahogany is actually how you pronounce it.
Mahogany. My study smells of rich mahogany. I have many leather-bound books. All right. Let's welcome to for the first time on the Pilot Podcast, Mr. Dan. How do you pronounce your name?
Mo. Danmo. That's it.
That's it. Okay. It's Danmo. That's what we're saying. I mean, that's how I've ever known you anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So. If anybody ever calls me by my real last name, I'm like...
You're weirded out.
Yeah. I don't know who you are. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I've been Danmo since I used to skateboard, so like 2005.
Oh, fuck yeah. No shit. So, you know what? I've been hiding my last name a lot lately.
What is your nickname, Damien? You know mine. Now we know his. What is yours?
So when I was really little and I used to bowl, which is
sick.
Going back, my mother's boyfriend at the time was also into bowling, and he thought it'd be funny to get me a bowling ball that said, because I was a little guy, I'm talking like too young to even get sexual innuendos. He had Big D on my bowling ball.
Yeah.
So, and then later on, this is kind of weird too, but this is a very small circle of having a nickname. My mom's friend from, when she was younger, who turned out to be our landlord later on, used to call me Diamond. Diamond Damien.
Diamond.
I don't understand
That's a
it.
good one.
And then in the Del Sol community and my old, Honda days, I was Del Sol Damien. But I don't have I don't have a current one. I need like a current one.
We do. A Diamond Damien, I really like. You kind of sound like a porn star or like a stripper.
Just don't have the looks or the penis. But so, Danmo, thank you for coming. This is pretty sweet. I think I have known you for a while from Drift Evergreen, and just the hangings out from there, and also just the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I know we've been around each other at Drift Evergreen a handful of times.
Yeah.
And actually, I think even at Club Loose once or twice. RSD too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have one of those. Like I can remember everything. And good. Also, like when I started, and you're like the new guy, you look up to like the more popular people. But yeah, I remember 2018 was my first year drifting, and I remember being at. It was like a 2-day skid pad event, and I think you had the Z then.
Oh, probably. Yeah. It would be either Z or the FC RX-7.
It wasn't RX-7.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had an RX-7 at the time, so I'd have remembered that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a Z.
The Z days. Oh,
yeah, it was like 2018. But yeah.
No shit.
And definitely Evergreen. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Love
that place.
That's wild because we've been drifting for the same amount of time, and I just drive a shitty fucking slow Miata, and you're out here doing pro stuff.
So, oh my God, I don't want to sound like big-headed or anything.
Nah, dude, flex. But, you know what I mean?
Flex.
No. So everybody says like, oh, how'd you get so good? So I completely just fell in love. I've always been into drifting, like from when I was a little kid, and then my first time physically getting to the track, I literally at the time had an automotive fabrication business, built turbo manifolds, intercoolers, all sorts of shit like that.
Nice.
And literally within 2 months, closed the shop down. And my first year, I did 52 days of drifting.
Jeez.
Like I just went all in, and
that'll do it.
It never stopped. So
right.
I live. Poor, so I can drive a lot.
Yeah. Yep. I love those like memes where it's like my hands look like this, so my car looks like.
I was trying to make a joke like that, but it didn't come to me.
No, that's good. Wow, that's a lot, dude. That's like most people's first years. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it,
it was literally bouncing between Club Loose, Evergreen, RSD, Erie, and Nirvana. Literally, like just any weekend there was a drift event, I was there both days in my shitty stock RX-8, but I was there doing it.
which is very fortunate for us because you do live around the same area. You know what I mean? Like we're so lucky. We're very fortunate.
We do live in a great area for drifting. I mean, it's from where I am, which is like Allentown area. I'm like 2.5 hours from 4 different tracks. Yeah, pretty much. So
we're pretty spoiled from what I hear anyway, compared to like the West Coast where you have to drive 5 hours to get to any track.
Yeah. Now, Erie's a little far, but it's worth the trip. I mean, it's a great place.
Yeah. No, that's sick. So you're in Allentown area, huh? That's not far from me at all. You're like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Dirty streets of Allentown.
Good old A-Town, represent.
I say Allentown, but I live in this little shittier town called Slatington.
Oh, nice.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
That's where Mike is from.
Ikeda?
Yes. That's where he's from, Slatington.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's
like
so
I don't know if you know Drew Woodside. He's from that area.
Yeah. I know.
Yep.
That's so
he's
funny.
like that guy has like a bunch of like sweet cars, like Turbo S2s and
C5, all this and that. Like he's bikes everything. But yeah, I've been to Slatington many times.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Small world. That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. No shit.
That actually happened to me. I was in Georgia at Road Atlanta. And some dude came up and he was like, "Oh, I heard you're from Slatington." I'm like, "Yeah." And then he started like naming streets, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like 2 blocks away."
What? Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's neat. That's neat how that happens. Yeah, we're very fucking fortunate, and that's insane. The amount of seat time that you got in a year,
dude. We went all in,
and we tell people all the time. They get frustrated, but yes, seat time. That's all it takes. Eventually, it's going to click, and then you're going to start progressing. So, good for you, man. That's really really cool.
Yeah, I was like that car made like 163 to the wheels because it was dynoed once. I had like a bucket seat, hydro, and then I think so I can weld. So I like cut my knuckles and trimmed them down, and that was it for like 2 years until I blew it up, of course. But
right, no shit,
a good little car.
And that was an RX-7 or an RX-8?
RX-8. Yeah, wow. It was literally my daily driver. I had an FC RX-7 that I was building, and of course, like at the time, I hadn't physically drifted yet, other than like parking lot, shenanigans. And so like the FC I was building for drifting, and of course it was like 800 horsepower, big turbo, like the works. And then it was taking too long, so I was like, I daily drove this RX-8, and literally we're like, weld the diff and let's go send it. And it was Evergreen. Evergreen was the first event I went to.
Okay, and rotary still.
Yeah, stock.
Oh, it was, wow.
Dude, I still had a loan on the thing.
Oh my god.
The bank was not
for like
happy
it was only for like 2 more months, but yeah, it's funny.
Wow. And the FC was also still rotary?
Yeah, that I wound up finishing that car eventually. It was a big turbo 13B, like Series 4. I don't know how into rotaries you guys are, but they were like S4 irons. The thing was dowel pinned. It was like pretty serious, pretty big port job to it. And I got it out to one Evergreen, did like 4 slides, blew the turbo, and then over the winter some dude crashed into my garage and totaled the car.
No, what? That's fucked, dude. Also, I'm just blown away from you driving. I feel like I only know you in a BMW chassis.
Yeah, no.
So it's crazy to hear that you were a fucking completely other end of the spectrum.
That's where it actually started. Like before man, they're gonna get into some shit here.
Let's do it.
Before I got, man, I got to go way back for this. So in high school,
yes,
I used to hang out with a bunch of dudes, smoke weed up in his like mom's attic and that, and we would all just play Forza 2 at the time, and we would literally like go on the Road Atlanta track and do like the drift layout.
Yeah,
and this is all with like controllers, and we didn't even know what to do, so we were like Googling. Or at the time, it might have been Ask Jeeves. I don't want to date myself too much.
Ask fucking Jeeves. I forgot about that.
But we were like looking up like how to like drift, how to drift or whatever. And we found like the hot version drift Bible.
Yes.
And like that opened up hot version to me. And that's literally where it started. Like we were getting bootleg, burned hot leg DVDs and shit. Yep. And then that's like what started it all. And then, life shit happened. Years later, I finally got some, shit together. I had my own garage at the time, and I was like, I want to build a rally car. So I bought some shitty E30, and then the even crazier me, I put a rotary engine in it.
Fuck yeah.
What?
So I had a 13B big turbo E30, and I was like building it for rotary, or for rally. And then like looking at different rally events, I was like, this is never going to work. Like, I'll just make it a drift car. And it's funny, that car never actually did get finished. I wound up, some dude from Oregon like bought the motor from me for like $8,000 and sold the chassis, somebody, whatever. But that's what got me into rotaries, was like all that.
Wow.
And
so there's your hybrid, BMW and rotary.
Dude, I almost had it done. It would have been the only, at the time, E30 with a rotary engine.
Yeah, that's sick.
But,
that is sick.
That's fucking cool.
And it was crazy, is I only needed to like do the fueling system, and then at the time I started a business, so like that went on the back burner, and then started drifting, so then the business went on the fucking back burner.
That's crazy to hear that happens. You know what I mean? But
So no, RX-8. I got an RX-8, and then it was I blew that up, and then I bought one of Dave, and I don't care, Dave. I'll call you out on this. I bought one of Dave Roberts' shitty BMWs.
Oh, I've looked at several of his. I wanted he pops them up, and I'm like, fuck, that's so cheap. I want one.
Dude, I love Dave. He's
a sweetheart.
The coolest dude ever.
Sweetheart.
You gotta be careful. I bought this car from him, and dude, literally, he pulled it out, and we did donuts in it in his little shop parking lot there, but didn't get it up to temperature, and I literally it was the week before an Erie event, threw it on my trailer, drove 7 hours to Erie, get to Erie, and it for whatever reason it didn't have coolant in it, so it's I'll get to Erie, put coolant in it, and it was literally pissing water out, full stream from the head, without even the car being on. That's how fucked this head gasket was.
Yeah.
But there's a what do they call it? There's a cherry to the story. We went to AutoZone and got Blue Devil.
Good old Blue Devil.
The yellow label. You got to get the yellow label.
Yeah.
And dude, it literally we put it in, the thing has to idle for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And throughout that time, it went from a solid stream to just drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes later it was drip, drip. And then it just stopped.
Wow.
And we went out on track, and Tommy Baker was I saw you guys fucking with that thing all day. And I was there's no way it's going to work. And he goes, but halfway through your first lap, that thing stopped smoking. And I was amazed.
That's sick.
And I literally drove
Shout out Blue Devil.
Oh, dude. I've been hitting them up for years. They won't get back to me. But, I drove that thing for 2 years and didn't touch. Every year I would just at the beginning of the year I'd reapply the Blue Devil.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's so funny. I'm going to stop you really quick because we got our second co-host is popping in, Mr. James Carper. Welcome, buddy. Where are you at? That's a hotel for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm in Virginia.
Nice. Did you shower? Did you shower in Virginia?
I showered. I slammed a burrito.
Hell yeah. So you're ready.
Great.
You're
night.
You're ready to go.
James,
ready.
I love it.
Real quick, we all have nicknames here. What was your nickname in school?
Yeah,
what did people call you? You had to have one.
I didn't go to school.
Okay, well then, what did people call you on the streets?
Or your family? Did you have a family nickname?
No, I didn't talk to them.
Come on. Even as a kid, you never had
I don't think. Not that I remember.
What about a gamer tag?
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 gamer tag.
He definitely has some gamer tags because it's.
I got some gamer tags. The current one I'm running is the Noobs King.
I remember that's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Noobs King. I remember that one. That's a good one.
I'm bad at things, but I'm the king of bad. So I'm running off that right now. That's all I remember. I don't remember.
Really?
Damn.
Your parents never gave you a little nickname or
hey, you little shithead, stuff
that's
like that.
Normal. Yeah, that's normal. No homies. You didn't have a street cred name or
I
anything.
didn't have friends.
Still don't.
Sense. That's why when you were homeschooled, I'm sure. So yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's why you're so awkward. It makes sense.
Turn out like this.
No, you turn out like this. That's a public service announcement. Take your kids to public school, please.
Blue collar, working 95 hours a goddamn day.
Fuck that.
Well, James, I'm glad you could join us from Virginia in your beautiful hotel that has a weird divider wall, but I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Hey, I'm just glad to be here with my first sponsored driver.
Yep. Such a good sponsor that you didn't even have to do anything.
Didn't even have to do it.
Yeah. What were we gonna put on? What were we gonna do for the car? You were gonna shine his wheels. You were gonna try or something.
I think
something. So. Yeah.
It was a nice fleeting moment.
Yeah, we tried. That's funny. Sick. So we were just talking about. Danmo was telling us about his crazy RX-7s, which I would not have guessed he was into, knowing him from just BMWs. You made you made a name for yourself with the BMW chassis then, Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty turnkey. So I don't know. I'm like I'm just gonna say I'm poor. Like I don't make good money, and I drift. So for me, it was always like pre-COVID. You could pick up E36, E46s for like $700, and it was like awesome. That's at one point I had like 12 BMWs at my house, and like it's just what I did. Actually, funny enough, you might not know this. I had a Corolla also.
What?
Yeah, I had a freaking sweet Corolla. Pre-COVID, paid $2,200 for it. It's GTS.
That's a steal. What?
And
man,
some dude. It was the sketchiest thing. Some dude from New York on Christmas Eve. I like messaged him, and he was like, "Come get the car now for $2,000." And I was like, I said to my old lady, I'm like, I'm either gonna get stabbed, or I'm gonna walk away with a sick Corolla. And then I had like a Passat or something, and I told the dude like, if you deliver the car to me, I'll give you this turbo Passat. And like, he did.
What? No
he
way.
Bought the car, and I was like, all right, so he must be legit. Yeah. The thing was sick though, and then I sold it because at the time, this is gonna be so embarrassing. At the time, I didn't know about like tow in a car. And I like replaced. I went from a powered rack to a manual rack because the rack was like fuck. And I never aligned the car, like not even like eyeballed it. Like I just tightened the tie rods all the way down and was like. And then I went and drove it at Evergreen, and I was like, this thing sucks. Like, And even my buddy that's like a big Corolla guy drove it. He's like, I don't know, it doesn't drive like a Corolla. And then at the time, I sold it and bought 3 BMWs with what I sold it for. But now that car's worth like fucking $20,000.
Dude, GTS for sure.
Oh, dude, it was so clean too.
That is literally like full stonks. You know what I mean? Like that is all the money. But I mean, if it didn't feel good to you,
Well, the thing was sick to drive, like to work in that, and I wish I knew what like I do now, because like now I like know like based off of what I remember it feeling like oh yeah, it was towed in way too much. Like,
so it's just like
it was so darty. That's all it was.
Dude, hindsight, they say like I mean, I've gotten free Corollas and I've gotten rid of them, which I could have if I would have known. I would have made so much bank off of. Yeah,
I remember the first Corolla that was offered to me was like $800.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, it was whatever 2009,
right?
And I was like, this thing's a piece of junk. Now it's like that thing's worth $12,000.
Yeah, it's a golden piece of junk.
They are sick though.
Yeah, it's like a nostalgia thing. You know what I mean? I think I used to not appreciate the older stuff, and now it's like I look at the older stuff and I get even more excited. Like the old stuff versus the new. I love a lot of new chassis for what they are, but when I see like an E30 or an 8.6 or even S13s are starting to be like, wow, these things are old as fuck now, and like I appreciate them. You know what I mean? A little bit more, just because of how old everything is.
I like the 80s, early 90s, like boxy body lines. Like that's what I'm into. So
yeah, they're sick. They're definitely sick.
Yeah, I just can't afford. I can't even afford E36 cars now. So I'm like on the E46s,
which is hilarious.
Are they more expensive now than like a 46 or a 36?
46.
No. E46 are cheaper than E36.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. And then the other thing is like junkyard. So like if you need a trailing arm for an E36, good luck. But you can go to the junkyard and pull trailing arms for E46s all day. So that's kind of like that's why I made the transition from E36 to E46.
Now that's just going to keep going though. Eventually 46s are going to be the same thing. I always think about that. Like in 10 years, what are no offense, but the guys like us, like what are we going to be driving? Because we're not going to be driving like the new Supras. Like those are still going to be too expensive. Like they're not making rear-wheel drive cars anymore.
No,
gonna be getting like junked E92s.
Yeah.
That's a chassis, right?
But the problem is most of those are like all-wheel drive now, I think.
It's hard to find a manual rear-wheel drive car.
It really is.
Now. you know, that in 10 years could depreciate enough for us to rack even more.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
There's not very many options out there that are, because I mean, like a new Supra is what, 60K if you don't have a markup or something like that. Mm-hmm. So even in 10 years, it's still going to be what, a $30,000 car?
Yeah,
$40,000 car?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I think, like we said on one of those other episodes we were talking about it, the only thing right now is FRS's BRZs.
Yeah.
They're decently affordable. I found one for $5,000 and I was like, I literally stopped myself from messaging him because I'm like, finish your other cars first, Damien. Like, stop. Yeah. Well, I'm trying. But still, that's a start of an affordability, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, where
until they go up in price.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or they're just completely like taken, but it doesn't also help that we have like takeover stuff is getting still popular, so they're stealing like IS 300s are getting smashed up left and right, LSs are getting smashed up, like anything that's like semi cheap that they can get their hands on, they're literally buying, smashing up, and then trying to get rid of them. So
or
it's
just
like
even burning in an intersection.
Yep.
You know?
Do you see like cheap cars at takeovers? I feel like every takeover I see is like a not cheap car, like it's a Challenger or like
kind
of crazy.
It depends.
There's no in between.
Yeah,
it's either really expensive cars or junk.
Yep, I've
see
I've
only takeovers.
Yeah, you probably do. I do follow a couple people that post the good stuff though. It's just like the people getting smacked. You know what I mean? Like, so that's pretty funny. But it's always like in cars that I'm like, damn it, like get out of that chassis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you giving me the eyes for, James? What are those eyes for?
What?
You're staring into my soul. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, well, like you started talking and then everything just went silent. So
internet.
Thanks, Virginia Internet
Hotel. Yeah, you can't even go on porn. You can't even go on Pornhub in that.
That's literally what I was gonna do while you were talking. I was like, "Fuck, what do I do now?"
Right. Yo, speaking of boners,
wait a minute.
Are sponsored?
No.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna switch because I don't know if you saw this new cactus one.
You're switching from Blue Chew?
Well, they're not sponsoring us. You know what I mean? We're giving them premium fucking content, and I haven't gotten one Blue Chew boner. So, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, it's so upsetting.
So this cactus one isn't like, you know, it's more like I don't even think you need like a prescription. You know what I mean? Like even though I don't think with Blue Chew you kind of do, but it's more like organic, real stuff. So I figured we could promote that because we're not going to kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I might be able to give away some boners.
Ooh.
So
that would be sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Does the
like you get a boner.
One, does it grow?
I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, right.
I haven't either. I thought this was made up.
It's like a cat penis. It's just like barbed. Danmo, also, I hope that you don't have. They've been watching. Yeah, but I hope you don't have like parents or anything that are gonna watch.
Oh no, I don't care. No, I was gonna actually recommend you go to the gas station, like get the gas station big boner pills.
The rhinos,
Max Ball Reload, all that kind of stuff.
Those are scary because I heard somebody said that it was like 4 days of a boner. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like,
did you imagine?
It would go down and then the wind would hit it wrong and you'd be like, damn it, I'm hard again. Like, yeah.
I'm not going to mention names, but there's an evergreen homie that literally like test subjected himself and like.
Sounds like Rumble.
Not Rumble.
No, okay, because that sounds like a Rumble thing.
Similar type of character, but like, yeah, took it for like a week and like.
What?
Yeah.
That's like a week late.
Funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
that's incredible.
Good for him. Good for him.
Wild that. Hopefully they're still alive.
Yeah. Didn't have a heart attack.
Yeah. No,
okay, good.
For the greater good. Taking one for the team.
Science, if you want. Science.
Yep. That's so funny. So Danmo,
boners.
You like boners?
What was your last boner?
Yeah. We get to the real important questions on this fucking podcast.
That was honestly one of the jokes. If I ever made a top 16 in FD, we were going to slam like a bunch of Blue Chews and like was going to try and like at least stuff something in my driver's suit and just like stand up there. Like,
God, if I saw somebody with a rock hard on, like fucking on the podium, I would die. Yeah. Imagine
Dude,
that.
I said in the one podcast, big flicks and hard dicks. Like that's like the way to go.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah. But, that's so good. That's so good. I'm just curious. So you made the switch to BMW. I'm going to get right from boners to BMWs.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you dropped rotary stuff, or do you still have RX-7 things, or is it in the back? Did that turn into like a love? Like, do you still love like the idea of a rotary, or even just the idea of that chassis? I'm really surprised you didn't do an FC or an RX-8 with a M52 turbo or something.
So I would have
went
the other way.
Okay.
I would have rathered a rotary swapped BMW.
Wow. Okay.
But rotaries are getting hard to come by nowadays, like even parts. And so like I said, this dude that crashed into my garage, like totaled not only my FC, but like that's like where I had like my parts rack and like parts bins.
Man.
So I had 2 like unassembled 13B engines, like eccentric shafts, rotors, rotor housings, irons, and like basically when he hit my garage, like this whole cinder block wall collapsed and just destroyed everything.
Fuck.
And he, of course, had like no insurance, so I got screwed.
Of course.
And I mean, I didn't like totally lose out because my insurance like covered a lot of stuff, but
good, yeah, like
car parts, they won't. You know what I mean? Like they won't cover it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know that like a 13B rotor housing is worth $1,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just like, oh, shitty old engine, we'll give you $30. You know?
Yeah.
So I looked like even so. Might be getting into it too early, but like I might be selling my pro car if I'm getting out of FD, which I am. So a lot of that like calculation was like, oh, well, if I could sell it and I could pay off the debt I'm in from doing FD,
right,
I would have a little bit left over. What would I build? And so I started just seeing what like rotary parts are going for nowadays, and it's so fucking ridiculous
astronomical
anymore. Like since COVID, all that stuff from like overseas or whatever, it's just fetching such a high penny. Like for me, it's just unattainable. So that is a dream build, though. You would enjoy like that ideas. I mean, that sounds sick. For
like
sure.
An E46
I guess to answer your question, I love rotary engines to this day.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Still like, I'm not one of the guys like every car should be rotary swapped because Felix Wankel was a genius. but no, they're cool for car. Like, I don't know. They sound great. I love, I don't know.
Oh, they sound so sick.
Their track record in drifting though isn't the greatest.
Well, it's weird. It depends. In the U.S., it's not good, but like Mad Mike did really well.
Dude, Mad Mike shreds.
Yeah.
Kyle Mohan, love him to death. He's an awesome dude. Just hasn't been able to like put it together.
Car sounds
sick. Oh my god, that thing is sick. I don't know if it's the chassis because like when I drifted my RX-8, I was so like beginner that. Thinking back, like I'm like, oh, it was a great chassis, but like I don't know. Like,
you don't know if it was good or bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, So
how cool would that be to be able to go? So like we get to a certain point in our like lives where we're like really comfortable with things. How sick would that be? Because I know I've been doing this for way too long. I would love to go back to every single one of my chassis and see how trash set up they were. Like I bet you we'd be like, what the fuck were you doing? You know, like.
James is living that life right now.
Yeah, I would. That's what
he doesn't go back.
I would love to have a good chassis to go back to and be like, damn, I'm this fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Right. Aww.
That's all good.
I'd love to try that because like my FC RX-7, I was starting to get it, and then the Z like took me above and beyond. But I'd love to go back to that FC, and my old Sil 80 would be sick because I struggled in that. But mainly my old GTS clone Corolla, I want into that thing because that was a fucking nightmare. But like, I'd love to feel it now. You know what I mean? Being a Corolla guy now, like I think it would be so fucking cool. But I'll never get that chance because all those cars are gone.
I'd love to drive a Corolla again. But
yeah, they're too pricey. Too pricey.
I give it like 3 years till Time Machines though, and then you can probably go back and try whatever.
That's true. That'd be sick.
3 years.
Yeah. Elon Musk or whatever, you know, that stuff. thing.
Technology.
Yeah.
Science.
Exactly. See, you get it.
Yeah, Chad gets it. Danmo, if you did have an unlimited budget, what would you drive?
Oh,
What's the pro build? Unlimited budget pro car
to drift, like competitively or
competitive?
Because I have like the 3 thing. Like I have like the daily,
do them all.
Like what
Let's
I would
fucking
want
go.
exotically.
Yep.
So unlimited, like
unlimited.
No change.
You're a billionaire.
You're not a fucking poor.
You wipe your ass with $100 bills.
So
That's how
I'm not. I'm not into exotic cars at all.
Okay.
But just to be like an asshole, like Lamborghini Countach to go to work, like I don't know.
Good choice.
And then for like a fun car, I would want. Even though I'm a BMW guy, quote unquote, I always forget I think it's an M2, but the V10 BMWs,
the old ones,
or they're like an M6. No, not the older ones.
M6 has like the carbon roof and like everything, but I'm pretty sure
like
V10.
it's a 1 Series with a V10.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not that good at BMW stuff, but I know what you're talking about.
It's funny because nor am I. But so that would be like I would want that for like my everyday.
Yep.
Like going grassroots, drifting with the boys, just a screaming V10. I love high revs. Like that's like my thing, quote unquote. Like I would take a higher revving engine over like a boosted engine just because like I love the sound of higher revving engines. And then which ties me into like
rotary makes sense now too.
Pro drift car would be like a E46 4 rotor, like pretty much the motor out of Mad Mike's RX-7.
Yeah.
In a E46.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Because somebody needs, and I even think about like if I eventually do get money to go back into FD, I would probably do a rotary BMW just because like freaking half of FD isn't how good you can drive. It's just getting people to look at you. And
sure, yeah,
you know,
it's marketing. It's marketing.
Yeah.
It's life.
So like
it's life.
It
rotary BMW would be like, you know, something to talk about. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. If you're ripping it in that sound, you know what I mean? Like the sound of a car, especially in pro drifting, is that it gets people hype. You know, like poor Frederico or whatever. Like he doesn't do super good, but like his car sounds pretty wild when you get to hear it in person. Like all of those different sounds are like just exciting. Like Kyle Mohan, like, yeah, he's not doing so hot, but like when that car goes, I'm rooting for him. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
fuck yeah.
That's, I mean, in my opinion, it's the best sounding car in the paddock.
It is sick. It is sick. Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And the E46 chassis, I've actually never drifted one, but I've heard that they are, and this is from Rich, so take it with a grain of salt because it's fucking Rich, right? So, but he was telling me that they are the most like battle ready. The technology in their suspension design and everything is just competitive out of the box. Like it is one of the best chassis to drive in a competition, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So it makes sense why you see a lot of them too.
More than a Z?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I don't know what it is. You know, Rich is a nerd, so he's like, "Oh, it has blah blah blah," and you can
it's
blah
the
blah blah.
dynamic.
Yeah, all that. Yep. But apparently, I mean, and that's why you see them do really good, especially overseas. I mean, look at like RDS and all those other, you know, competitions. Like they slay. There's a lot of 46s, but I've been noticing they're changing too. Like they're starting to get some other chassis in the BMW world that I don't even know about. So, but I'm sure they're similar. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Now they're
shit.
They drive. I'll go out on a limb and say E36, E46. From my experience, they drive the same. Like I don't know, but I would prefer an E36 if I could afford E36 prices. But like if you smash a door now on an E36, like you're gonna be troubled to find a door. Whereas, like I said, the junkyard by me is full of E46s. So
yeah,
Adam LZ might have one for sale.
Yeah.
That is
apparently they're going to
bet.
try and rebuild that thing or something.
Might as well. I mean, if you can, fuck it.
He's got the money. I mean, I would if I was in his shoes. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, then once you already fucking totaled the thing, it's like go even harder next time. Like, who cares? Like, you already basically written it off. So yeah, somebody else was there was like a post on one of his, like on the video of him completely destroying the car, and then somebody was like, dude, that's not even that bad, and they showed a picture of like their car, their 46, that was like torn up, and he's like, if I can do it, you can do it, like I'm basically probably poor. So yeah,
I think the biggest thing is it's only like 1 week till they would have to leave,
right,
to go to like the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said his season's done. I actually watched a video. Of it. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah, I watched that first season. Fuck my algorithm. Yeah.
Chad, get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not.
He has employees. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like, to me, there's no excuse. Like,
that's funny. So let's talk like inspiration. So you were talking like hot version early on, which is sick.
Yeah, big time.
So did you watch like Drift Tengoku and like option videos or?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty well versed in like the Japanese side of drifting then, which is really cool because
Well, put it this way, like I mean, like I'm older, so like when
How old are you?
35. I'm not like ancient, but
fucking old.
But when I started getting into it, that's what there was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I mean, FD was around, but like I didn't know about it. Like it's funny. Like I knew of like Hiro Manoa's dad and mom.
Yeah.
Before I even knew who he was.
Right. He wasn't born yet. He was still semen.
Ball bag.
He's still swimming around in that ball. That's so funny.
But I always want to like go over to like Japan and drive in like Gunma and stuff. But once again, I'm poor, so that never happened. But
shit. No, that's cool. I love to see where people, get inspiration, where they take it, because it's definitely a neat generational thing. Like you can see based on how old somebody is and when they get into it, where their cars or their styling or just anything ends up. You know what I mean? Like what the inspiration is and what they kind of like, what to do with their lives. Because some people get really into, let's say, like the street drifting things, like, from Japan, and then like they stay in that 90s, 2000s, era, or they get into D1 stuff. Now they're building competition cars. Like they like that style stuff. It's really cool.
I'm a weird dude. So like as far as style is concerned, and y'all are gonna flame me for this, but
fuck you.
My first, but I have my rebuttal to it though. So my first year, I drove so many events that like style necessarily wasn't in the budget because I was just paying entry fees and getting tires and stuff. And I think for me, it was just like, I would weigh things like, oh, this bumper's $800, or that's at the time that was 10 tires. Like I'm gonna get 10 tires and just keep driving. And so I kind of like lost out on the whole style thing. Like obviously now I try to make my car look good, but like at the end of the day, my car sits like a freaking monster truck, and I got black wheels.
As long as okay, you're self-aware.
What is that? It's acknowledging first is the first step. And then
you're running the steps right now.
This is an intervention, actually.
Well, no,
it makes sense.
I touched on it in the comments on the one time you guys were talking about it. But so I had sick white Kansai wheels. Like they looked sick in white with my car when my car was purple. And every freaking round at FD, Jared Deanda and Sopa were like, "Oh, there's a correction. You could tell because the wheels are white." And I literally heard about this for 3 rounds back to back, and I was just like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna paint them black."
Yep.
And that was it.
See, now polished would be shining, and they wouldn't be able to see the mark.
That's what.
Bro, I think this guy did fucking great, bro.
Yeah, it's like gleaming. It's just like so shiny. The whole car's.
In Pro-Am, I had some polished chrome Donnies, and they were sick.
Hell yeah.
But that wasn't even my car, so I can't. It was styled by somebody else.
Yeah. No, I mean, we of course are very style based, but it's also we're not idiots. So like competitive drifting, we understand. Like if you're jumping into that, like there's going to be things that might have to be sacrificed, and other things that are going to gain you a competitive edge. Even and of course, it's still just our opinions on things. Like it's whatever. You got to do whatever you got to do to make yourself happy and your sponsors happy at the end of the day. But are we going to maybe talk a little shit? Absolutely.
Sure. And no maybe about it. Like,
we're going to, but it's all in fun. It's all in.
No, and I get it. That's why I said roast me. Yeah.
Let's go. Yep. Yeah. I dug the yellow rendition of it. Like
dude, so I had like a couple cars painted. Well, I had a Vert E36 that I painted the interior of that color. It's literally and the reason is it's like Rust-Oleum cheap, like $60 paint.
Same.
And,
yes.
So I literally
we know all about that.
Cut it with acetone, like 30%, and I actually sprayed it through a gun. And and then it's funny. Shout out to like Nuri and those boys, the naysayers. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yep.
I did not know that they all painted their cars that color at the beginning of the year. So it's funny, at Evergreen, I always sneak in with them in the tandem line.
They don't even know.
Dude, the running joke is like, it's day 36 and they still haven't noticed.
That's so funny. That's super funny.
Of course they noticed, but
Yeah, that's a good trick. We did that. I mean, a lot of people still they don't
believe it's spray paint.
The Karoshi cars are all same thing. Rust-Oleum's good. Yeah, I just wish we could get more tints of it, though. I'm going to start experimenting. I'm going to start experimenting with mixing to see if you can make different colors with it, Who knows what's going to happen.
I can tell you what will happen because I did the research.
It's brown, right?
It has to be oil-based.
Okay.
That's the thing. So I was going to clear my car, and I literally like sprayed a bumper test and let it dry and cure for like freaking 4 or 5 weeks. And then I cleared it with like an acrylic clear. And what happens is the oil-based paint cures by gassing off. And once you put that top layer on it, it can't. And then it there's a word for it. I think it's like fish flakes. It just flakes up. And it'll do that like no matter how cured it is, apparently.
So we did a secret. We were using, I don't know what our clear is. Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't tell the world.
It's not.
Wait, so you guys successfully cleared it?
Oh yeah. Ours has a full flake system. Like there's a metal flake over top of it as well.
Wait. Did you mix hardener? Did you mix hardener in with the Rust-Oleum?
I guess. I mean, people are gonna know, but yeah, we use Japan dryer.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we got this. It's from Japan. It's probably not. It's probably not. But
it doesn't work on German cars.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's why. The problem was we tried it on a German car, and they were like, "Nope." They were like, "Yeah, it's Japan dryer," and I have no clue what it is. You're supposed to like accurately mix it. We were just going bloop. I don't give a fuck, and it apparently it cures it faster or something. But we were able to clear it, and the way we did it was, as it was tacky, I basically started hitting it with the clear coat, so they almost mixed like instantly instead of letting it cure and then like wet sanding it and trying it, because we found that like on our test like it stayed. But I also don't remember what clear, like I don't remember exactly what clear it was, but the Japan dryer was key because we did a test subject, and what car was that, James? Do you remember? But it was wet for like 3 weeks.
I think it was like one of your old IS doors or something.
Yeah,
it
wouldn't dry.
Into it like a month later.
Yep.
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
Well, maybe that's
dry.
what. If it slowed down the curing process, that might have been.
So I think Japan dryer speeds it up. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying the door was without
no Japan dryer. Yeah. Actually, I think we went to Thompson to compete, and the cars were still soft.
Oh, for sure.
Yep, because I had strap marks.
Clear for Thompson. Yep.
Nope. I had strap marks from like, you know what I mean, strapping it down, and I was like, "Fuck!" It's final bout. We're supposed to look the best we can, and we're showing up with like the worst looking cars.
Fucking
Yep. Yeah, I love experimenting with that kind of stuff because, we're not wealthy. So anytime you can save money but still put that extra effort in to make yourself look good, like that's where I give people kudos. Like those kids that are driving those ratty fucking looking cars, it's like it takes $60 to make it one color, you know, like do it. Like just do it. That's all. Like when we bust on people about style and shit like that, that's where we're at. It's a lot of people's laziness. You know what I mean? Like there's no pride in the ride. Yeah. So wait. So your yellow is just Rust-Oleum. That's so funny.
Yeah, sunburst yellow. Rust-Oleum.
That is
$60 it cost me.
Yep.
So it was literally, it was like get a wrap, which the wrap alone will be like $2,500.
Yeah.
Well, like one with logos and all that on it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then to even get it applied, like I have a buddy that has like a wrap business, and even he was like, you know, like it's labor intensive. Like I can't really give you too much of a discount. So I'm like, all right, well, Rust-Oleum $60. The old lady has one of those Cricut machines.
Fuck yeah.
So I literally like went on Amazon, bought a bunch of vinyl, and like cut my own little random shapes out and stickered them on the car.
Yeah. I mean, from the outside perspective, I've never been up close to the car, to the pro car. So I've only seen it from the stands or from, pictures, and you cannot tell. That's the best part about it. You cannot tell that it's not either a wrap, you know what I mean, or professionally done, which is sick. Yeah. And that's
Rust-Oleum's really forgiving.
It is
like spraying.
Right?
Because I suck at painting cars. Well, like, and I'll be honest, there's one run in it, and like that's it. I only have one run. So,
dude, it sprays so nice. Yeah, I tell people all the time. That's another thing. We should probably do a podcast on how to paint your car one color for no money to help the drifting community, because there's a lot of cars that need just get black. I don't even care. We don't even like black cars, but I'd rather see a solid colored car than any, than not. But yeah, the design is very reminiscent of like the modern FD cars too. Like what you did with the shapes and stuff. Like it's very like modern company though. That's like it looks like, which is probably, I don't know if you did it on purpose, but it's kind of smart if you were working on sponsorships and stuff like that, because that's what all their cars were going towards, is those like hard cut designs, you know what I mean? Like very, very straight laced, less busy almost.
I literally just cut a bunch of random shapes. Like I went into Photoshop and just like was vectoring like random shapes, and I cut for like 4 days. I just sat up in my computer room just cutting shapes out. And literally, like, me and my buddy sat in my garage smoking cigarettes, and we're just like, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's do that, you know? And it was totally, like, organic, which I love even more, because, like, he would, like, place one somewhere and be like, yo, how does this look? And we'd both be like, yo, that's sick. All right. Let's, and kind of, like, build off each other. So, yeah, it's totally
that's
random.
cool.
I
that's also neat.
All the logos, like, dude, I didn't get any help from any sponsors. Like, I got discounts. That was it. So, like, I even went and, like, this year, like, they wouldn't even give me stickers or nothing. So I'd, like, literally, like, cut logos out just to freaking, like, look the part, you know?
Right.
Like, I don't know what it is, if I'm just a shitty person and I can't sell myself. But I've had bad luck with trying to, like, get partners.
I think that's honestly, that is the future of drifting in professional form, is being a market manager.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money, you don't have the money to pay somebody else to do your shit for you, to find the companies and do that stuff. You have to be either a massive social media influencer, or you have to have the skills to sell yourself as that, which is such a shame, because it's taking the privateer out of it completely.
Oh, 100%.
Like, and that's the part that I used to love about FD, is that any Joe Schmo that can drive, you might be able to see them eventually. Any Danmo. No, but like, it's one of those things, like that makes it fun and attainable for everybody. Yeah, and now to see the future of it, where unless you're wealthy, unless you're a marketing genius or a social media fucking YouTube,
you got to have the followers.
Yep.
Or the money before you go into it.
Yep. And
like you can't use FD as a platform to get the followers. Like, you have to have them beforehand.
Yep.
And I had a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube, and I got like 6,000 on Instagram. But like to companies anymore, that's not enough. And realistically, I'll tell you what my opinion is on the downfall of like partnerships is affiliate programs. Because why would a company like let's say I'm trying to pick something like totally random.
Lego,
right? Why would Lego pay me 10, 15 grand to put a logo on my car when they can give a free Lego kit to 1,000 people on Instagram and be like, here, make a video throwing this Lego kit together.
Right.
They'll be like, oh, cool, free Lego kit. Like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And like, I get it from like the business's point of view. Like that's the way to do it. But it just sucks because I think it's going to wind up killing the privateer in motorsports.
Yep.
But
yeah, and that's going to ruin it for. I mean, it's going to at least ruin it for me because if it's not attainable, I mean, there's some things that are, of course, not attainable to us, and we're still going to watch it. But FD started as an attainable thing to me.
Right.
I had so many friends in like 350 horsepower SR S13s that were driving at FD New Jersey, Wall, New Jersey, competing. You know what I mean? And in Formula Drift when it was super low, and that was so inspiring to see that once you take that out of the the equation, I'm kind of like, now it's just corporate company sponsored bullshit to me, will I watch it for the drama and all that stuff? Probably, if it keeps going the way it's going, but that heart isn't there for me anymore. Like, I don't really give too many shits, because I'll never be able to do that, which back in the day you think like, holy fuck, like here's John Wagner doing it. I see him all the time at Club Loose. Like, that's super cool. And Matt Walden is the guy that built my SR. You know what I mean? Like, that was super cool to be there with your local friends that are not backed by any big companies. And that's gone. But
I remember seeing Stoneback at like Club Loose, and it was like, oh shit,
It's wild, but hopefully something changes. I mean, I don't know if, I don't know what they're thinking or what they're doing, of course, and we're not in with that crowd like that. But I hope that there's some kind of changes that they're going to make. But I don't think they're going to. I think it's getting more corporate-y. Whoa, James. More. I thought that was your ass. More corporate-y and more. Greedy, money driven, which is that's kind of a shame.
I know I've heard a bunch of people talk about it, but I think they need a way to knock the cars back a little.
Yes.
I mean, now, like, I hate to say this, but now anymore, like, if you're doing a Pro-Am series, you need a Pro-Spec car. If you're doing Pro-Spec, you need a Pro car. Like, my car,
how it should be.
My car makes 750 horsepower, which, like, if you'd have asked me 10 years ago, I never would have thought I'd have a car that made that much horsepower.
Right.
And it's my car's literally like one of the lowest. Actually, I think it is confirmed the lowest horsepower car in Prospec.
No shit.
It's definitely the cheapest, but like you need 1,000 horsepower in Prospec. If they could somehow regulate that back down, like I think that's why they did the whole tire thing with
to weight ratios and all that fun stuff, right?
Well, so in Prospec,
that's pro.
Yeah, so in Prospec we all run a 255, like the same tire, and it was supposed to try and knock the power down, but if you're sponsored by the Air Force and you can have 1,300 horsepower,
oh my god,
you can have 1,300 horsepower.
Names, but
if your family's rich as fuck naturally, and you're already screwing over other FD drivers in Las Vegas, and you're sponsored by
Jesus,
well, I'm just saying, I'm not throwing any shade, but like those cars make 1,300 horsepower. Like, it's not a secret.
I mean, it sucks. And of course, if you're going to have somebody running that power in your class, they're going to dominate unless you make your car like that, which inherently is going to make everybody try to get to that level. So it's never going to come back down. Who knows? These cars are going to be 1,600 horsepower in a couple of years, and it's literally unattainable.
Can't fucking wait. I cannot fucking wait.
James.
1,500 horsepower Pro Spec? What's
blowing
that?
Up.
Like 2,000 horsepower Pro?
Yeah, right. I think, honestly, unless they just hard cut it and be like 235s. Something ridiculous. 300 tread wear, 235s. Like, figure it the fuck out. That would be sick because people's minds would be blown and they'd be like, wow, so 400 horsepower would be a little bit more competitive because I'm not just burning them off, you know? Like it'd be wild. I'd love that.
So I think me and my boys came up with a solution the other day in my garage.
Do you want to bust it out?
Oh, yeah. Smoking cigarettes.
Hell yeah, dude.
So wait.
My best fucking ideas come in the garage smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
So do you want to say it
pack
on the air or do you want to grandfather this and
I'm gonna
okay.
say like so literally think about what does Rally do? So in Rally, they restrict power and they do it with a restrictor plate on the inlet of the engine, and that's like the only because like we were thinking about like what do you do? Bring a like trailer dyno to every event and like dyno your car, but then once again like
insane.
People with money will know how to like trick you know have two tunes or whatever and like literally like restrictor plates. That'd be like you know because. Not to sound like a nerd, but I know a little bit about tuning cars. Like I mess around with Mega Squirt, and like that's one of the like parts of the formula is how much the like diameter of the air, going in is it's like a metric that kind of like is a hard cap, I guess. You know what I mean?
They could do that with like downpipe sizing and exhaust sizing as well.
Yeah, like something like that.
To combat it.
If you could limit all the cars to 500 horsepower. I might be the only broke guy in FD, but like to cut money down, that would be great. Like, you know what I mean? And especially like tire consumption. You do 2 laps on those freaking tires and they're shot. And it's like, we don't get them for free. We still have to pay for the tires. So,
but just imagine they restrict it, okay? And they make it that this is, again, here's your Prospec field, and your Prospec field is limited to, we figured this out. We figured the throttle bodies can't be over this size. Exhausts, downpipe or full exhaust from your headers can't be over this size for blah, 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 because, you're just not going to be able to make that much horsepower. You'll be fucking just like bottlenecking it, you know what I mean, and blowing shit up. So they figure that out. They do a tire rule that makes it a little bit more obtainable. Now your dudes that are driving grassroots events and stuff like that are going to get like more excited about doing more pro-y things because they're like, whoa, my car already makes this, or this is achievable, and your field is going to get larger, which could bring in more money. You know what I mean? That could equate to the 8 rounds of or however many rounds instead of only 4. And I mean, or they could just break it off and do a whole nother series, because I would much rather watch more grassroots style, good drivers trying to do that than the pro stuff. The pro stuff's great in its own world, but when you see the people that are coming up from like, this is their all, like this is their everything, you're rooting for them. Like you're more excited. But I think to show off who's the actual better driver and who's not the rich guy, like that's what I would like to see.
FD Street League, that's what they need.
That's what I'm saying.
Spec class, where they it would be really cool if they used a lot of their enormous wealth that they have, and you can choose whatever chassis you want, but they give you the power plant, and if you touch the power plant, you're not driving. That's what I mean. That's kind of how NASCAR does it, right? Like they have all restrictor plates on all their motors. Granted, they have the factory backings, but there's 3 types of motors. Ford, Chevy, Toyota. That's it.
And they're all like sealed, I think.
Exactly. So if there's some way to get everybody on board to want to actually compete against another driver instead of who has the most money, that's
But I also I'll throw that back at you. I'll be devil's advocate, because what gets me into drifting over other sports is the variables in motors.
Oh, I love that. I completely agree.
Like if everybody was on the same motor, I'd be like, it's kind of lame, I
agree. Like 100%. I would get tired of hearing 100 LSs going around the track,
Yeah.
But I think if you want to make it attainable, something like that's going to have to happen, because then you don't have somebody spending $5,000 on a bare SR block, or whatever they're at now.
If it was just for like a feeder series, I could see that.
Just specifically just drive. You know,
still
that's
let
all you
like
can
the
worry about.
top class be unlimited or whatever.
Yeah. I think America needs unlimited because Americans aren't going to ever like stop going bigger and better. And honestly, look at James. But and that's
I've said it before.
That's all Daigo Saito's. That's Daigo Saito's fault, 100%. When he came over here, I witnessed the 1200 horsepower 2J, and everybody being like, "Fuck," you know what I mean? Like the whole field was like, "Fuck." But Americans love that. So as soon as they're like, "Wow, 1200 horsepower," well, we got to build some shit. You know what I mean? Like that's never going to stop. That is the American way to go bigger, longer, and harder. Today's sponsor is brought to you by. No,
wait, hold on. What's the other one?
I don't even know. We'll have to figure it out. But realistically, though, when it does come down to it, I think they can, if they have an unlimited class, that'd be sick. But limiting and bringing back that privateer like feeling needs to happen. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Like we're definitely missing that. And that was where the heart was. You know what I mean? Because I could go up against you. Like my Corolla is probably fairly competitive to a 500 or 600 horsepower car. You know what I mean? Like if I could try to get into like a fucking like one round of a pro series, sign me the fuck up. That'd be awesome, you know? And now I'm driving against some homies and, you know, on a live stream and whatever. Like that's sick. And I think there's a lot of money to be made there because again, we want to watch things that are like achievable. You know, that's why gaming esports is getting so large too, because kids can just be like, all right, well, I'm just going to play video games, masturbate, eat, play video games, masturbate, eat. You know what I mean? So like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like they whack off a lot, but anyway, so like esports is obtainable because most people can buy the system and play the game. So I like to see drifting where I could drift. I could technically work up and practice and have something like a goal to get into. Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to know for you, when did drifting competitively like even spark in your mind?
June 31st.
He knows the exact date. I wish you would just pointed to the check, the massive check you have behind you. You're like, right here, buddy.
It was 7:03 p.m. I was smoking cigarettes.
I was.
You probably will. There you go.
I don't know how much you guys know about me, but like I'm a chimney, dude, all day long. Love it. I don't care. It's good for you. I don't care what anybody says.
It's good for you.
You want to go for a smoke? I'll carry my laptop outside the lobby right now.
I wish, dude, if tobacco companies could still sponsor cars, I'd probably still be doing FD.
Yeah. Because you have like 4 of them in your mouth after the round.
That was. We'll get to the competition thing, but
let's talk smoking.
Dude, the 4th event I went to, I was like, I need an open face. Like, I have to while I drive. And I literally.
Was it like FD? Like FD event?
No, dude, I tried. I tried to make it happen in FD so bad, but because it's a full. You can be like the SA 2020 half or open face, but FD requires a full face. Plus, they don't even allow smoking in the freaking pits. The hot grid.
You should have just.
That's literally why I don't do FD.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I can't fucking smoke.
So if you ever look inside of my FD car, right, pro car, big shot, there's freaking cigarette butts all inside of it because I'd be on grid at FD. Like you can't, you're not supposed to, but I'd literally be like sitting there like,
no way.
Funny.
I wish you had a tube that went to the back of your exhaust so you could blow your smoke into it just to hide it.
We literally, that was something we thought about, like when setting my car up, like, it's like, we need something. He needs his nicotine. But
while smoking
anyway.
Your scent is just a giant nicotine patch. You just put it on and it's just seeping into you. Bro, you should have done I saw this old fucking, I don't know what kind of car he was driving. It was like a Legend style car, but his fucking full face had a drilled hole for a cigarette. It was so funny. Yeah, that's so funny.
But
anyway,
doing that.
So I think it was
inspired you.
Yeah, yup. Mm-hmm. excuse me, Evergreen had a like now every Evergreen event has like a competition, grassroots, but it's more put together than what it was.
Okay.
But like this was like 2020. It was literally like everybody throw $15 in. We're just gonna do random battles. Whoever gets the coolest battle, wins the pot.
Yeah.
And
that's sick.
I'm like I like get anxiety a lot about like weird things. Okay. And I'm always like if I was doing something, I don't know how to explain it. Like I used to race motocross actually when I was younger, and like before the gate would drop, I'd be like so nervous, so freaking tense. And like I think it was Matt Craig was like the first dude that I was battling against. I remember like God. I was sitting there, but and like at the time I was still like the kind of like beginner B group driver, and this is Matt Craig, like he's like everybody knows who he is. So I remember sitting there and I was like, I'm not nervous. And that was pretty much what made up my mind, because I'm
I could do this. Yeah.
Well, so and FD Prospec has come a long way in the last 2 years, but like let's be honest, if you watched it back in 2020, 2021, if you didn't spin out, you would win the freaking championship.
That's true.
Like
right?
back then,
I remember.
Yep. Yeah, it was so bad.
I was like, oh my God, like I consider myself a really consistent driver. So I was like, and like so do my buddy. So we're like smoking cigarettes in my at the time I had a school bus.
My favorite episode. My favorite. I love this. This is great.
At the time I had like a school bus that was like my tow rig, and we were literally sitting in the couch on the school bus smoking darts, and we were like, yo, like you're pretty consistent, like we should try and do a Pro-Am series. And it just so happened that year, like the next coming year, Scott Petty had already told us like we're doing a Pro-Am series, and it was like, oh well, that's close, like let's actually do this.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. I can actually roll this right into another story.
Bring it.
Sick.
Roll it in flour and find the wet spot.
So I had a Vert turbo M50 car that I blew up at what the fuck? At the time it was Panthera. I don't know what they call it now, but
Seneca. I don't know. I don't know either.
The place they don't do things at.
The place we don't speak of now.
Yeah. So I blew my car up there, and then I was like, all right, well, throw an LS in this thing and run it in Pro-Am. And I built the only LS car that makes 200 horsepower.
Hell yeah.
And we could not figure out what was wrong.
Really?
Oh my God. I had it at like 3 different dynos, took it to Matt Happel, and like everybody was like, I don't know, it's got all the air it needs, it's got all the fuel it needs.
What the hell?
It just doesn't make power. And
it's like a 4.3 running on.
I was gonna say,
no, dude,
the crazy thing is the thing sounded nasty. Like it would like row through gears, great, but like it only made 200 horsepower.
No shit.
Like literally 204. So I had already signed up for the Great Lakes Pro-Am series.
Yeah.
And literally like one of my homies, Lorenzo, he had like a turbo M50 E36 that I tuned with Mega Squirt. And I was like, yo, your car works. Like it's 2 weeks before this first round. Like, can I borrow your car? And his whole family's like Sicilian, and they're like super like giving people. And he was like, yeah, dude, take it. And I was like, I'll give you like $1,000 or whatever I could afford at the time. He was like, nah, man. He's like, I just want to see you do good.
That's fine.
And I was like, oh, no shit. So,
shout out Lorenzo.
Dude, fucking A, Lorenzo, man. You're the best.
That's really cool. That's a true friend right there.
Yeah. And then I showed up and I hated it. Like, not the car. The car was sick, but I hated the competition because, like, of course, and this car made like 350 horsepower, but like, of course, like, I was only used to going to grassroots events, and now there's guys with 650 horsepower Corvettes, and they got, 25 wheels with tires mounted on them next to their trailer. Right. And I've got like my 6 Kendas that I'm hoping last me like the whole event.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this sucks. And then like I barely qualified in. It was like qualifying was on Friday. I qualified. I actually didn't qualify. Actually, I qualified in like 17th place,
Mhm.
and then the dude that had like a couple points better than me wound up like he didn't go through tech or something, and they were
What?
just like, yeah, and he like had his brake lights on a switch or something, so they like, kicked him out of the comp. So I got in.
Wait, was that actually brake lights on a switch? Let's call him out. Who was it? Do you know?
Fucking sweet.
James, that's
No,
fucking sweet.
There's something with a B. Something with a B.
That's
Can't remember, though.
see, that's the American way, right there.
Yeah, well,
You
it
ain't
was
cheating. You ain't trying.
it was like a twin turbo
Right.
LS, so it was definitely
Jeez.
American.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 240 though, hatch. But yeah, no, I hated it at first, but then I don't know, kind of.
Grew on.
I wound up winning that event, so it was kind of like, oh, this is cool.
Of course. Yeah. You get that rush of like, holy fuck, I actually won, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I've been
Yeah.
chasing that and spent thousands and thousands of dollars to not do it in FD. So yeah,
So
I literally have not won a single battle in FD.
really?
Yeah,
No
Yeah.
way. Yeah. That's crazy. I
had some good ones, like had some good
Mhm.
battles, but
Mhm.
yeah, never won one.
No shit.
Yeah.
So how you did the whole series then for up at Lake Erie Speedway?
Yeah.
Okay. So who do you remember that year? Like how did you place overall in points and stuff?
Oh, I won the championship.
The whole championship too.
Yeah, right
Okay.
here, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been
yeah,
looking at your fucking fat check behind you all night.
That check. I didn't know if that was per round. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure if that was
No,
like one
so
for
I won the first round,
Mhm.
and then I got 4th place in the second and third round, and then I
Mhm.
won the last round.
sick.
It was
And
pretty good.
That's how you got your license then too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So how many licenses did they give out? Just one? Or
So that was the last year that they gave out 3 licenses,
okay. Wow.
and now you have to win the championship. There's like Great Lakes, East 10, whatever the fuck they do out west, and like each of those series will give out 1 license now.
Okay. Yeah. That's
so,
crazy. And then
yeah.
they're just hoping that person that wins it is going to actually be able to even.
So
do it.
now you have to go in the following year.
Oh,
So basically, like
What?
that's
yeah.
crazy.
so like
Like
get
fucking
fucked. Like
Disney.
Yeah.
you have to have money ready to go.
No
Like,
shit.
It's
Oh, wow.
is wild.
it's unobtainable for the average person
Mhm.
anymore. Like I don't want to kill anybody's dreams.
No, I think that's what needs to start happening because we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen too many people, like close friends that have done this, and they get into it, and like you see how excited they are about it, but like they're just gonna get crushed, like or they do good. Like it's a gamble, of course, but I think more people need to hear the side of things where it's like, I don't care how good of a driver you are when it comes down to it. If you don't have the monetary means to support your program or you aren't already backed by some kind of companies, good fucking luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just going to go into debt. And then is that worth it? Doesn't sound like it's worth it.
I'll touch base on it. Like I legitimately tried to do FD at a grassroots level. Like literally I did not have spare coilovers. Like I broke a coilover in Atlanta last year and literally had to go to the junkyard to get like a stock coil to pull my car back on the trailer. Like it's I don't know. I literally tried to do it as cheap as possible and yeah, you get, you don't have the spares. The car's not competitive. If you're not putting your guys up in a nice place, they might get, pissed off or whatever. Like you gotta give something for the dudes the homies that come and like give up their life to come hang out at a hot drift track all weekend long. Where you're not.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. So last year I had a bunch of car issues and it didn't go that great. So then going into this year, me and my one homie were like, screwing up the story. A bunch of dudes that helped me my first year, great guys, love them to death, but they saw the writing on the wall and they were literally like, unless you can do X, Y, and Z, like, it's not worth it.
Right.
Like, they were like, you need more power. You need to make the car lighter. You need spare parts. Because, like, I didn't even have fucking spare parts.
Yeah.
They're like, you need a better truck. You need this and that. And I was like, nah, I'm going to keep the dream alive. Like, I'm going to do it. And we went, me and my, like, one good homie that I've been with forever. He was like, shout out Andy Cap. And we were like, let's do it. Like, let's just try it again for one more year. And literally, he's only ever been at, like, fun drift events. And after we got knocked out at Atlanta, he was like, this fucking sucks. I'm like, no. But he made a good point. And what he said was, he's like, remember at Erie, we spent 2 days working on your car, pulling the trans out, going to the junkyard, getting trans, throwing it back in. And he goes, but you know what? At the end of the weekend, we got like 20 laps in and we're banging doors. He goes, we just did all that work and you did 3 fucking runs.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This sucks.
Yeah.
And
All that time, all that effort, all that money to just be like, done. Like, didn't work. Sorry, go. You're done. Yeah.
And that's the dirty secret of FD. Like, we get 4 practice runs. Like, we're allowed so many, but like, just because of how many drivers there are and like people going off the track, like in the practice session, you'd be lucky to get 4 practice runs in, you know? And it's like, so even though it's like a cool track, like you don't even get to drive it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, yeah, I wish that they would do that. Like the day before all the competition bullshit starts, it's like, here guys, open track day for a day, you know? And then it would kind of be like worth it. But like, no, it's too, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
If they did like a pro bro down type thing, but like the day before the event on the actual
Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
But that's the thing. So every track has a pro bro down. Like, I didn't know that until I was in FD.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I thought that was exclusively us.
No, so like even at Atlanta, like across the street is Lanier Raceway, I think it's called. And like, that Sunday they do a pro bro down there. And
wow. No way.
Yeah, and like St. Louis, same thing. It's like in the other, there's like a big parking area. They go there. And then I don't know about Utah. I don't know if, no, actually, you know what? Yeah, they do. At Utah, they had a little like skid pad event going on, like day of and day after.
That's
yeah. But yeah, if they did that, but like on the actual track,
right,
you know,
and the day before.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would like that. Yep. I would love to see more dialed cars, better ready drivers to be able to see better proximity instead of just fighting the track. 'Cause they're still like, you're nervous about everything. Like, you don't even know how fast to enter yet.
Fighting the track, fighting the car, you know, it's like,
it'd make for a better show. It definitely would.
For sure.
Because I know if they got comfortable going in, like, no, that'd be sick. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
So then after you dominated the Lake Erie Speedway.
No, actually. So me, I gotta stop you there because I give credit where it's due. Andrew Shorkey was like the dude that me and him were like swapping in points.
Okay.
And at the last round, like we were both like working our way down, and he freaking broke his hydro or something and got knocked out. And he like came up to me and like his guy like did all the math and he was like, yo, I'm out. You just won the championship. And I was like, what?
That's cool.
And it was like going in the top 8. So then like from there, like it didn't matter to me. And then of course, like I drove way better because like stopped caring.
That's Shorty. He's the Corvette from Canada.
Yeah, the old Canadian fuck. Yep.
Canadian fuck. The old Canadian fucks. Yeah, he was at one of our vibes, I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, he's misled, something like that. Is there like
that really loud one with gold wheels?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was
what the hell's the name of their team? Fuck.
Yeah, I know
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like Misled Youth or something like that, but that might be an old skateboard company I'm thinking of. Something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's cool. I always I like to kind of see that when and again, we talked about FD needing to do that more behind the scenes stuff, but I love when FD would go to like, that year Denofa was like, if this guy loses, I win. You know what I mean? Like the championships, like it's neat to see that drama and that behind the scenes, like what's going on. Like, I think we just had one of those too, with like, it was like Dean and the points too. There was something where if somebody fucks up, like it was all in that moment, you know, like he's going to get the championship.
And that's the thing that blows my mind is like, what makes the sport is the fans. So do more of that stuff that provides the fan service. Go talk, like, you guys know, I mean, if you've seen FD, you know it's like 40 seconds of action and then like sit around and wait.
Yep.
And like it's usually just Jared Deanda like word vomiting whatever the fuck he's talking about.
That's true.
But it's like in those moments, have a cutaway.
Yep.
Have a little like, you know, here's Danmo in his shitty garage smoking cigarettes. Like, cool. Like,
I would watch that.
Yep. But that's what I'm saying. That's the shit that it needs, is that shit to make it relatable to like, I can't, James, you'll love this. I can't tell you how many people, like fans, would come up to me and they'd look around my car, like this is at FD, and see cigarette butts all over the place. And they'd be like, yo, can I smoke by your car? And I'm like, fucking A, let's go. You got one for me?
Like, dude, like, let's
that's funny as shit.
That's the shit it needs, because it's almost like you said, it's getting to the point where it's unrelatable now, and that's going to be the death of professional drifting.
Yep.
Because when it's so corporate that it's like, you know, Formula One, you can't talk to the people, you can't look at them. Nobody's gonna be into it anymore, and I don't think it's big enough to be sustainable like that. You know what I mean? Where it's just
FD will never be that big. They would need somebody to buy them out. They would need like Red Bull or somebody with a lot of money to pump it in to keep that going once it gets to that level. Because you're right, once it's at, you know, say like an F1 level of Dole racing, and I'm an F1 fan, so, you know, I get it. When it's at an F1 level like that, where it's just like whoever has the most money is going to win for the most part, like no one's going to enjoy it as much, you know? I mean, maybe some will, but I don't know.
It's not that rich. So drifting is a poor person's sport. Like, if you think about it, it's
it's not like $1 billion companies or anything.
No, the demographic that we hit is all us starving, you know, kids that want to just drift and have fun. Like, there's a few that, of course, like, you know, they're out there with their money, and that's fine, that's awesome. But for the most part,
and the Air Force.
But if you really look at the fan base, like, that's what it's going to be. Like, it's going to be that guy on the live stream going, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I know that guy.
I heard he's fucking hot. But it's going to be that whole, you know, that's the demographic that we hit. That's what drifting is. It's that skateboard, BMX background, you know, rough around the edges crowd. It's not going to be F1, you know, and but I also don't think it's going to be NASCAR, where we're not going to get the rednecks and stuff too, because they think it's stupid. So we're not getting like we get some of them for sure, but we don't, it's never going to be NASCAR style either, you know? So they need to entertain the people that, you know, need entertaining. So I would love to see a skit like, okay, LZ 50/50 grinds and destroys his chassis. Show that for a little bit. That's cool. Clip to pre-recorded stuff where somebody, they message you and they're saying, hey, we need you to put together some footage of what you do in your spare time. Send it to our editor. We'll edit it up and we have a little feature. And they do everybody, which also helps get you sponsors, gets you FaceTime, gets you brand recognition, you know, gets all that stuff. And it would be funny if they give you a little bit of a chance to have open interpretation of sending in footage where you're just smoking like a chimney, you know, like doing dumb stuff. Like, that'd be great. But also have that correspondent in the field that's running around to be like, what are you guys doing? Like, Greg from Coral Works would be
the best.
Let's fucking
his 60 seconds that they posted there from St. Louis fucking had me rolling.
That's what I'm saying. Work. Yep. Let's get him a job. So I know all the FD employees watch this. I know for a fact.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. The funny thing is, at least like I think three of them actually probably do tune in. So if you're paying attention, get this up to whoever is fucking King Dingaling. But yeah, we need entertainment. Like, Red Bull does it great. Like, it's entertaining. And there was a couple, I can't remember the other ones too, where it was like drifting stopped because of something. All of a sudden dirt bikes come out and they're jumping shit and there's fireballs and there's like a naked butt over here. And like, I'm like, hell yeah, you know? But like, that's where we're at. Like I get so bored watching that live stream that I just end up turning it off and usually waiting for a recap of everything. Yeah, you're not wrong. But also think about that. Imagine getting you more airtime. So you're struggling to make your program work and you're struggling to get out there. So they do a very inspiring piece on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost much to pay an editor to put that together. I can tell you because I edit. So they pay somebody like me to edit this piece. By the way, you can pay me. I'll do that. But they pay me to put it together. I put this thing together, and what you do, and you can show the struggles that you're doing to try to make it like work, will inspire people to want to support you.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you can sell shirts. You can sell cigarettes that have your signature on them. You know what I'm saying?
That was like my whole thought.
God, I would smoke Danmo 100s.
Yo, Danmo 100s.
They'd be like the Danmo 500s. They'd be like this long.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Foot long saves, dude.
Also sponsored by Blue Chew.
You get a boner after you smoke this cigarette.
Oh my God. But that was like the one thing I was trying to like almost go for, was to play into that. Like I am the broke drifter, but it doesn't hit because like it doesn't get out there. You know what I mean? Like people that know me know like what I'm like, but FD to the average FD fan, you know what I mean? They don't like, even in Prospec, like we go on Thursday and Friday. Mm-hmm. Like not a lot of people even show up to the venue on those days.
Yep.
So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it just seems like that's the future. Is they're going to have to make that change, or Prospec's going to go away, and it's just going to be corporate-y. And I don't
think so though, because there's dude, I didn't know people made money like people did until I got into FD. Like I'm like, I was blown away. There's always going to be people with money, and that's what kind of like, I don't know. It'll keep feeding it, I guess.
You think? Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
Just sucks for the actor.
No, the way to do it is like get out of high school, meet some hot chick, get her to start pushing OnlyFans, and then get into drifting.
Like, right. Yeah. You heard it first.
Danmo's life advice.
So all you young guys or girls, because girls can drift too.
Yeah, both ways.
Yep. You can whore out your man. You know what I'm saying? Like it works. He's not going to make you much money, but yeah. But or you could do it. But yeah, either way.
Can you imagine if you were a hot chick in FD and had an OnlyFans on the side of your car? You would make so much money,
dude.
You wouldn't need any sponsors except yourself.
Listen,
don't we have one of those that's like sponsored by the Air Force?
So I was shameless when I was trying to reach out to different companies. I did reach out to a couple different OnlyFans people.
Fuck right. Yeah, fuck it, man.
But like I even went and like, you know, say what you want, but like I was after money to help fund me. Sure. So like I went to like the most crazy, like I even tried like, and I'm not religious at all, but I even went to like one of those evangelical like 177 numbers, and I was like, how would you guys like to sponsor a drift car?
Oh my God.
Like, yeah. You know, of course, like nothing ever, you know, I never heard back from them, but like, yeah, I was trying everything. I reached out to every different kind of like demographic of selling this or selling that, and like
Brazers.
the closest I got was like Bang Energy was actually kind of interested in me.
Oh, no shit.
And then the dude like fucking stole something from Monster, did something sketchy, and like went into bankruptcy, and then they basically like killed any financial supporting of motorsports.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
funny. Yeah, you see where you fucked up is the Church of Satan is a lot more giving. I'll tell you that.
I'll try hitting them up tomorrow.
Yep. I'll let you know. I'll hook that up. As soon as you said that you were like talking to like OnlyFans chicks, instantly I thought of the D-Drug hood and how sick it would be to have a sponsored car with an OnlyFans model and she's on the hood, you know, doing that whole
sick.
D-Drug. Like, how sick would that be?
But there's no way you could get that on TV at
You'd
FD.
have to blur it.
I don't know.
You
Yeah,
can
and
censor it.
that's where it gets.
FD is family friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they yelled at me.
No, it's not.
That was an imaginary dick. Imagine if it was real. You know what I mean? It's going to be next year.
No way.
We're doing animatronics. We got all sorts of shit. Fireworks. There's going to be a goat. Like, just wait. No, but
Go.
yeah, it'd have to be. Yeah, but no, it would do probably pretty good because it'd be hilarious. One, and if I saw that, I'd be like, holy shit, you're fucking hilarious for reaching out and getting an OnlyFans chick to sponsor your car.
Yeah.
And if she's on the hood doing something like that, like in a sick graphic, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, I'm actually surprised this day and age there isn't a girl. I guess she would have to be a decent driver and also a sex worker. So that's kind of
That's a very
small
niche
market.
it's a small market. I mean, honestly, though, I see more and more of them that, you know, are doing it as well. Like the female drifters are good for them because I'm pro sex work. Like, fuck yeah. But it'd be sick if a fucking self-sponsored, you know, driver came up. Yeah. Because imagine every single run, they'd be like, oh my God, is that like she's like representing herself on the car? And then, of course, they're going to be like, let's check this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Subscribe. She'd be like, oh, she wouldn't even have to qualify. Doesn't even matter.
The curiosity of it would be like the main selling point.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we need just a normal FD driver to make one, just to be silly. That would be funny too.
We need to get Rich to make an OnlyFans.
He never could. Yo, James, look at you being in the future. BRB.
Dude, I gotta pee, bro. But like,
You don't have to come back. Just go.
Like, I forgot to mute in. You wouldn't want to hear me peeing.
Yes.
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I mean, is it weird? We get pretty weird on here.
I can leave it unmuted. It's up to you.
Weird
You say the word.
If we can hear it, I say leave it unmuted. Let's go. Let's hear the stream.
As long as it doesn't sound like a bitch piss.
Oh,
Yeah, we
we're
need to
gonna
hear like
judge-
a nice, strong stream.
Judge my fucking rims, will you?
We'll judge your fucking cock. Your stream of justice. Listen to him fucking yapping.
Definitely
I wonder if he can hear us. What are you doing? Go pee.
What?
Oh,
I got nervous. I got in the bathroom, got nervous.
Oh man,
He's looking at it.
Yeah,
He's
stage
looking at it.
fright.
Like, why won't you pee? Like in waiting when he's looking at his cock. Why won't you piss? Damn it. That's funny.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, I just watched it not too long ago. It's a classic. So fuck right, man. So I gotta say it's a shame that you aren't able to keep going through with it because it is really cool to know you personally. I thought that was neat. One, when I heard you got your license stuff, I was like, fuck yeah. Also, no shade at all, but I was like, whoa, is he going to be able to do it? Because instantly I thought the same thing, like with any friend. It's like, you get the license, but like, are you able to do it? Because I don't know how much, well, you hear how expensive it is and how hard it is to travel and all this shit. So I was like, I wonder if he's going to use his license. Because I remember multiple people getting licenses and they just couldn't do anything with them. You know what I mean? That happens. So it's really fucking rad that you did try, because especially if like, I'm not a competitive guy, but if I had an inkling to do it, I think the experience is something that you can say that you tried and you made these rounds and you're going to have that memory for the rest of your life. Did you see how James just came out of the fucking shadows in his thing? That was pretty sick, bro.
Out here, buddy.
Yeah, but no, I think
that's like the best part of it is like I can at least walk away with like last year, the trip out to Utah, like that was, you know, a good time with all the homies, you know, like just driving across country, like, you know, I wouldn't have done that otherwise, you know what I mean? So,
right.
But yeah, if money was there, I'd keep pushing, because like as far as the driving goes, like the second year going into it, now like I show up at Atlanta and it's like, okay, I know the layout of the track. Like I know where the different areas are, where to be. So like my driving at Atlanta was better than it was last year. And I think it would only get better. It's just, I literally am like thousands of dollars in credit card debt, and it's not even my credit card. Like my girlfriend is fucking sick, and she was like, "Here's my card." Like,
wow,
keep going.
That's yeah.
You know the best part of that situation is you can just like break up with her and it's not your debt.
No.
Jesus Christ, James.
We've been together for like 15 years. We got a kid together. I can't go anywhere.
What a dick. No, yeah, that's funny.
Oh my God.
Well, that's really cool. So shout out to her too, because that's like the support. I mean, a lot of girls are going to be like, "Yo, you're fucking stupid for doing this." So for her to support you like that, like, that's love. That's love.
Yeah,
that's
she wouldn't do the OnlyFans. So
oh,
I'm just saying. You know,
I don't know. Giving you a credit card with no like a $500 limit.
The very first Capital One card you get. She's like, "Here you go." Yeah. Well,
and realistically, like, yeah, when I got my license, I wasn't able to do it like 100%. That guy that crashed into my garage kind of helped pay for me to build the car.
Wow. No way.
In a, insurance kind of way.
Right. So also
it wasn't illegal. I didn't do anything illegal.
Okay. What I was going to say is take away some fraud charges could be pretty nice too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so no, it's actually funny. Last year, we would literally, like, in the off season, we'd literally be out in my garage and like, so I live on a big steep hill that like winds down the road, and my garage is like 10 feet off the road, right at like the outer apex of a turn. Jeez. So like if you go off, you're hitting my garage. And literally last year it'd be snowing out. We'd hear cars like in the dirt and shit, and we'd be like, like, because like I knew
FT, here it comes.
Exactly. That's what's happening. So like if somebody crashes into my garage this winter, like who knows? Like I might be back.
Well,
I don't know.
We got
I believe in you.
Body.
What's
your address? No reason.
Yeah. Just put some water down on the road when it gets real cold.
Just spraying ice, just
create a nice sheet of black ice. So then they'll speed up before they hit your garage to make sure it really gets fucked up. I don't even need
to. Every year something happens. Somebody crashes in my garage. I have this big oak tree in front of my house. People slam into that. That's crazy. It's literally like 3-4 weeks ago, somebody smashed in a telephone pole, right? That's like kind of adjacent to the garage. Dude was fucking hammered. He pissed himself. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Jeez. No. Well, I mean, either way, though, it's very admirable that you went for it. I thought it was really cool. Mm-hmm. I love to see you out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the hometown stuff is so neat to watch. Even like we don't know each other that well, but it didn't matter because I'm like, automatically,
there's a connection. There's a connection.
You're just like you're a homie. You know what I mean? It's like let's go, let's fucking go. And I think those memories are just gonna last you. And regardless, if you can get back into it. Now, how long does the license hold? Like how?
So it doesn't anymore.
Okay.
So it's year on year. But it's one of those things where you can petition back in.
Yeah.
And up until doing this podcast, I've been on pretty good terms with FD.
Right. Now you're fucked.
Yeah, now I'm fucked. But no, like they like me there. Like during the autograph signings, there's a mandatory autograph signing, and like
you're giving kids cigarettes.
Allegedly. But no, I was like, there's other drivers that like you have to be there for an hour. When that hour hits, they're fucking gone. Mm-hmm. And I always made sure to like sit there until the last person came through, because to some kid that could be like what makes their day. Like I know, prime example, I'm gonna throw it back here, fucking Mike Vallely. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Oh, I do.
Pro skateboarder.
Yep.
And he was like one of my like idols. And I saw him at the Warped Tour, and like I literally like had this whole, I was like 14 at the time, I had this whole thing in my head where I was going to be like, dude, you've been such a huge inspiration to me, blah, 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 blah. And like I went up and talked to him, and he was just like, cool. and then turned around and left. And I was like, it totally like killed it for me. I was like, fuck that guy. He's a fucking piece of shit.
I totally thought the story. I thought the story was going to go on such a positive, like
no, fuck that
guy. You just crushed it. Yeah, that sucks.
But so I always made sure to like be the last one, like talking to people, and they would always come up. Some of the office people from FD would be like, oh, thanks for staying. It means a lot. So
yeah,
I think in the future, if I were to have like a program put together, I could probably be like, hey, can I come back? They know I've been there. They know I show up to events. Maybe they would let me back in. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
or maybe after this, they're going to be like, fuck that guy. Yeah, he's a liability.
There's like 12 people that are going to hear this. You're good.
Yeah, it's just 12. Exactly 12. We cut it off at 12. No, it makes sense. But honestly, I feel like from what I've heard, and there's like the big, even top 4 FD guys talk shit. You know what I mean? Like you're not like in a competitive motorsport if you're not verbal and pissed off about something. Like it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, and they know that. They're not idiots. It's hopefully they're
nature of the game.
It's nature of the beast. And hopefully they're taking everything that comes in and they mark it down. Like that's what I think needs to be more heard is get your actual drivers' opinions on things. Get the fans' opinions on things. Well, certain fans, because a lot of them are just kind of brainless. You know what I mean? They're just like zombies watching.
Yeah.
What in the stands of FD is hilarious when you hear the people like, why didn't he win? And it's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what are you watching? They're like, his car's so pretty, like it's like some crazy ghetto girl or something. It's like, super funny.
The worst part about me doing FD and like me working a full-time job is every fucking weekend I come home from either not even at FD, a grassroots event. Oh, did you win this weekend? And it's like, no. Are you making money? No, I come here to make money, and you guys don't even pay me well. Like, what the fuck?
That's exactly it. I go back to work, and they're like, "How'd you do?" Like, I had a good fucking time. What do you what do you want from me?
So that's my biggest takeaway. Is once I kind of like mentally was like, oh, I'm not going to finish the year. Like I went back to having a fucking ton of fun driving. And that it's been like great. Like I love it. Like I'm going to RSD this weekend, drive East Course and South Course. Like, fucking psyched on that.
Yeah. East isn't very often either. So it's
the last time I drove it was like 2019.
I was gonna say, yeah, and I would have been in the Z. So you're right with that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Is that the one with the really long backstretch that you?
Hell yeah.
Yep. Where you can separate the men from the boys, because the person that's just manjiing that whole thing versus the guy that is like fourth gear, just wide open throttle to enter as fast as you can. Yeah. Wild. Chad, that's when you were with me with Tucker.
Yeah. Yep.
Where I literally said, "Are we actually drifting?" Like I was like, "Holy fuck, we're going so fast!" Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Yeah, East is super rare. No, I'm glad that you're back to like the fun times. You know, it just sucks because we would love to see anybody that has the heart and drive to compete, to do or to be able to compete. Like. There's some people out there that it's like their dream. As soon as they get into drifting, they're like, I want to be a pro driver. And then you have others that are like, fuck this. But like realistically, I think I'd love to support anybody that wants to do their dreams. You know what I mean? Like that's what you do. And there's people out there that try and they keep going at it, and like Kelsey Rollins. And I don't understand that poor girl. But like,
the Air Force thing they say.
Oh no, that's not. Yeah, that's not even her. Yeah, it's a. She's not. Yeah. Is she? Wait, is she sponsored by Air Force now?
No, Kelsey.
No, I forget who she's. But anyway, that poor girl. Like, every single time when she's up, I focus so much because I'm like, you want to see her do good. You know what I mean? Because you've watched her not do good for so long. So like, it becomes like you root for her, and you just want to see her because. her heart has to be in it because she's how fucking long she's been trying to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
years. She got her license before I started drifting, which is crazy.
That's wild.
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a long time, and I've heard nothing but good things about her actual driving. Like when she's not in competition, apparently she can shred. You know, which is sick. She probably just gets the nerves. You know, like you said, you kind of didn't. You found yourself not having those nerves.
So
I wonder if that's what. I'd love to get her on here. That'd be sick. Let's get her on.
Even FD. Sorry, there's a fly on my screen. Like FD, I wouldn't get nervous, but the problem with FD is you get fucking 4 runs, and like,
yeah,
I'm not good at setting up cars. Like it takes me a little bit to figure out like, oh, I want a little bit more of this or that.
Yeah.
So like in those 4 runs, I'm always like, what do I do? Where if you have the money to keep doing it, you can do better and better because you know like, oh, well, last year here we ran X, Y, and Z and it felt great. And then you're already starting with that like baseline setup, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've even heard drivers giving some give out, but some like they have their like log books.
Oh, dude, it's time. Here we go. Here we can get into the cool stuff of F1 now.
God.
This
stuff
isn't gonna throw shade on anybody in particular.
Nope. Let's throw shade on particulars. No.
Okay.
Fucking umbrella.
So there is so much where like people you can talk to, and there's the cool people out there that are like, oh yeah, we run this, and then there's other people that just throw the most random shit out to throw you off, like, oh, we're running 160 mile an hour wheel speed, and it's like, there's no fucking way you are, like, not at that track, like, there's no way. And they'll just try and like trip up, or like the big thing that happens a lot is like dudes will drive all fucking practice doing big flick entries. And then when it's time for comp and you're behind them, they'll just fucking straight line and do an e-brake drag. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're expecting a big flick or vice versa. I try and do the opposite. I try and like straight line enter in practice. And then when it comes time to comp, try and flick it in more. But,
that's a competitive edge. They're doing the deal.
I'm going to throw it out and I'll throw her name out there because she probably knows she did it. In New Jersey, Amanda Sorensen, Air Force.
Air Force.
I know it was a fucking girl. You know what I mean?
James is trying to put it together.
Dude, we were rolling out, and I was like, I'm trying to get my hands in here. I was like on her bumper, you know, waiting to initiate, and she either like lifted or shifted, but like purposely drug it out. So like I had to like lift, and dude, I'm telling you, she fucking knew what she was doing. The split second I lifted, it was like brop, and she just took off, and I was like, what am I gonna do now? Like, right. And
that's that spotter too. That's that spotter being
oh yeah.
He's right on your fucking bumper. Brake check him or do something.
Like,
you know,
look at this fucking broke piece of shit. Like, brake check him. That car ain't got the snot for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking funny.
But yeah, that's it. But then on the flip side, you have like dudes like Tyler Foley. I met him at FD last year. Like, I know he's like East Coast, Connecticut area, and like we wound up becoming like super tight homies. Probably because he's fucking broke like I am. And I don't feel bad saying that because he knows it too. He's still trying to live the dream, but I fucking fold the cards in. But so if you want to get behind anybody in Prospec, Tyler Foley's your guy because he's one of us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like anybody watching too, he's one of us. But yeah, so there's good people. There's you know.
And that's just motorsports, you know, in America at least. I can't speak for any other countries, but yeah, I could easily see them being like, oh yeah, our data that we ran for this track, if it's going to help you, we're running this gear ratio and blah blah blah, that really helped us out, and they're completely lying to you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
if you're giving away your winning secrets, you're not trying to win. You know, like you want the other people to have to earn it. You know, or you can just cruise by and win. Get the
but there still is. There's some
homies.
Like,
there's still
but even still, like in general, like specs aside, if somebody fucking like, there's a Discord for everybody in FD. If somebody's on the Discord and like, yo, we need a welder, like people are going to come through.
Right. And, yeah. Drifting, at least drifters are, for the most part, better rounded people, I feel. In that
than any other
snobby.
motorsport.
Right,
Probably, realistically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Because we all still have that same mentality, close to it of being like the skate style, freestyle, love, that's there.
Yeah.
It's just when the big money gets there, it does start to change. But yeah, I don't know. I'm stoked that you did try, and I think it's very admirable, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna be your dad. Since you're younger than me, I can be your daddy.
Right on.
But nice. No, I am proud though. It's sick. You know what I mean? Sick that a hometown, like, you gave it your all and you tried and you got how many years was it? It's
a year and a half. No, a year and a half.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
I did one full season last year.
Okay.
And then I did Atlanta, New Jersey this year, and that's it.
And last year wasn't the full 8, was it?
No, so Prospec only does 4 rounds.
Only does 4. That's what I thought. Yeah.
No, I could not afford to do 8 rounds. No. Mm-hmm. No way. Well, I couldn't even afford to do 1 round. Really? I mean, let's be real about it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I have
go ahead.
$5. Will this get you to the next round?
Hell yeah! That'll get him a pack of. I won't even get him a pack of smokes.
No.
Hey, look, buddy, I'm in Virginia right now. You want that cheap shit? Give me a shout.
Yeah, I could get a bugler can for that. Well, hand rollies, but
that's super funny.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm stoked to hear your break into it, how you got into it, and just what anything else that based on FD. But the next question is going to be, what is the future like for Mr. Danmo now?
What's your plans? I've been going to the casino a lot.
Yo, my man.
I mean, I'm not lying. I do go to the casino, but I got a little bit of a degenerate background, but so yeah, just having fun. Really just driving again, like just
competitive stuff. Are you going to go into gamblers?
So
and
man,
like that,
every gambler, they do the road course, and like my car, like this weekend was supposed to be stadium, and they switched it back to road course.
I saw that, yeah.
And just like with my car and the way the tires are, like I can't make 2 laps. Jeez. Like let me rephrase that. I can't afford to do the road course.
Right.
If it was on the stadium, because I could really do like 4 laps on a set of tires. But I've been thinking about, I'm actually going to test it this weekend at RSD, but so I can really quickly pull the Pro Charger off of my car.
Oh.
So just running it NA this weekend and seeing how well I do on tire consumption. Because if that's the case, I've been saying it the last 3 Evergreens I went to, I'm going to pull the blower off. And then, I go out and I'm like, oh, my God, this thing's so fucking fun. And then I I wind up going through, fucking $1,000 of tires. So I want to try it this weekend for sure, and just see if I can get better tire consumption. But having said that, I would
probably leave the blower on.
No, I would sell my car if it came up, and that's kind of one of the things I've been toying around with, selling the car, trying to recoup some of my debt, and having a little bit left over to build something else.
Again, I have $5, so if you want to sell it, get your shout.
Driving a hard bargain.
Yeah, you're pretty.
And then the crazy thing too is even if I want to sell it, what would I sell it for? I'm not going to get back what I put into it. I know that, but how do you even value that type of car? I don't know how to. I don't know.
You might be able to talk to Rich, because I know there is people. Don't quote me on this, but there's international drivers that would love to come over and be able to do things like a Prospec to start into FD. So when you have a teched FD car. Sometimes, you can find, I don't know if he was talking about brokers. There's like some international brokers that might be able to get the car sold for you. You know what I mean? Because if they can come over there and just pick up a program, you know what I mean? Like that saves so much time and effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never know. Like
Rich, hit me up.
Yeah. I'll let him know. I mean,
Rich is not going to watch this.
Yeah, he doesn't watch it. He hates us.
Was it Rich or Wadman? Somebody like sold a pro spec car.
So Rich sold the Chaser. The Chaser is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's also a Chaser though. Like,
sure. Yeah.
That's not
barely a pro spec car.
Wadman. Wadman had a shit ton of pro style cars too. Yeah. I don't know. He probably sells a shit ton of them. No, I think you'd be able to if you get it up there. Do you have any like grassroots cars or not at all?
So currently I have what I'm calling the Silver Bullet.
Okay.
I got an automatic E46 that showed up at my house one day. And
so it's stolen. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, not illegally, but pretty much.
What?
No, it's stolen as far as this lady didn't know what she had, and she was like, give me $500 for it.
Oh, sick.
Because it was burning oil, but like the PCV was cracked, and the thing has like 100,000 miles on it, which for a BMW is like nothing.
Yeah.
But it's automatic, so I'm probably just gonna throw a hydro in it and just drift it automatic for a while.
Hell yeah.
And then but no, if I sold the car, that's kind of, so I love building cars.
Okay.
And I'm really bad at like, this will be a tame thing, and then I'll go all out. Like that's what I do. But so I'll throw this by you. Tell me what you think of this. So when I was young, I always liked 92 Ford Escort hatchbacks.
Oh, sick.
And
I'm down. I was
thinking, like, how sick would it be to take one of those? It'd be a lot of work, but like Miata independent rear, and then some sort of power plant. I don't know what I would do, but like, I don't know. I feel like something like that would be cool and unique. And
I love.
They look kind of cool.
Yeah, they're very. Yeah, you just need louvers. It needs rear window louvers and side window louvers. They do look like rally cars. Yep.
I was thinking like I would build something like that, and then like I was thinking like B18 turbo because like I love the way B18 sound. But the problem is they fucking spin counterclockwise, so I'd have to
do some magic. Yeah, do some magic.
Yeah.
I love we talk about it all the time on the podcast. We love weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like when it's something different and unique, I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
just how you pull it off. But you're definitely going to need like a party car though, something to.
This would be like, so I drove 2 years ago. I had a Volvo 740 turbo, and it only lasted like one event because I wadded it up into the wall. But that was like 250 horsepower. And I remember at the time thinking, like, I drove it all day, but I was like, this is like what I think is like perfect power for me.
Right.
For like a party car. Because like it's enough to get rowdy with the boys, but then like you could drive all weekend on like 2 sets of tires.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that'd be sick. Yeah.
And that thing was on like 195, so the tires were cheap.
Yep.
But small tire gang. I'd love to be back there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But
join the dark side. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll talk. I mean, I'll see if I don't remember who it was, but if we can help you, if that's what you want to do, we'll try to spread the word as much as we can. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to put the car up, you just let us know when you're ready.
So I haven't officially made a for sale post, but like a couple times, of all people, Dave Roberts was like, he'd see somebody in a post like asking for like a pro level car, and he'd tag me, and I'd get this random message, and I'd always be like, well, here's the details of the car, and like I don't know if you'd be willing to give me 50 grand, like I'll sell it, like I don't, but like I'd still have to like seriously contemplate that because on the side, if I knock the power level down, like it's a solid car.
Mhm.
Like it's got a dog box transmission and like a winner's quick change. So like the whole like drive line would be like considered bulletproof,
Right.
at least, at whatever power level I would be at. So, it's like, do I want to just keep it and do that? But then, I'm also making like high payments on credit cards. So if I could pay those off, that'd be sweet too.
Yeah. Yeah. The age-old question of fun or responsibility. It's the worst. It is the absolute worst.
So I don't know. I think like it's one of those things. If like physically somebody was in my face, cash in hand, I'd probably have to, take it. But,
yeah. No, that's sick. I mean, I just fear if that happens when you get rid of.
Whoa!
Five?
We get up to 50.
Damn!
Whoa.
Yeah, I just stepped up to 50, but
where are you getting cash?
Damn, James is breaded. Holy hell!
Yo, breaded James.
I'm fucking rich out here, bud.
I'll fucking bread him. Yeah, if you're going from this competitive drifting world to then if like it sells, do you think you'd miss it like pretty quickly? Like if you didn't have something to keep driving?
Well, like I'm gonna still drive. Like I'll never stop driving.
So you'll just do the automatic, like something. You'll make something work.
Well, are you saying competing or just
no? If you sold like the car.
Oh, if I sold that car the very next day, I'm buying a chassis.
Good. So you're hooked.
I'm going. No. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I honestly like until I can't physically drive, I'll be driving. Like I honestly like would argue drifting probably like saved my life at when I got into it, because I was like working nonstop because I was like miserable and depressed and blah 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 blah. Not to get into a soap story, but like found drifting and it was like, oh my god, this is it. Like this is like I'll never stop driving.
Fuck yeah.
It's just competing is just out of my wheelhouse. Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to keep driving for sure.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But yeah, no. If I sold the car for 50, probably I would probably manual swap that E46 I have right off the bat. Throw a little angle kit. You keep showing me. It's got keep coming. Keep going.
55. Dude,
oh, I hate you.
I'll give you a ride. I'll give you a ride for that.
Yeah. Yes, that's perfect.
Damn.
That's still not even one tire. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, and there you go. That's it. It's still a losing proposition,
Look, I'll
right?
take that, the first half a lap.
Yeah, he just and then has to stop. That's about $50.
It's funny though. I actually
hit the entry.
Ricky Hoffman needed seatbelts in Atlanta. And so I gave him my passenger belts, because Ricky's like a homie, so fucking keep him going. And I never put seatbelts back in on my passenger seat yet because like being at Evergreen with a pro car, it's like,
oh god, I couldn't imagine.
Everybody's like, can I get a ride? Can I get a ride? And I would always do the same thing. Like last year, I'd be like, look, if I'm putting my helmet on and you're here, you're going. Like who's ever ready to go, I'm not promising nothing.
Yeah,
it's annoying. I just left the belts out because it's just so much easier. Just like
I contemplated taking the passenger seat out, just to be like, I'm sorry, Now
Pergolini wanted a ride this weekend, so I fucking bought belts to throw it in and give him a ride.
Yeah, what a sweetie.
Cutie. Yeah. Yeah, that does get. I wish they don't understand it. You know what I mean? But like, it's sometimes it's really annoying. Like I do love giving ride-alongs. It's one of my favorite things. But when you're like in the zone and you got to do something, it's like let's fucking go. Like I hate when the guy gets in or the girl gets in and it's like they don't even know how to latch the belts and you're you're ready to go though. Like you're in the zone, and you're like
So that's what I did with my. All the other cars I've had, my passenger seat, I always left the stock belt in. So like even if it was, and like at Evergreen, you can kind of do whatever you want, but like this probably wouldn't fly other places. But like even if it had like a full bucket seat and that, I would still just leave the stock belt because it's just easier for like a rando to get in and just
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Or you get those cheap eBay harnesses where instead of it being like a latch link or a cam lock, it's just
It's a regular seatbelt clip.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Once again, those aren't like SFI, but
sure. Yeah.
Easier.
For like solo, yeah, exactly. For like quick little ride-alongs. Yeah. No, that's funny. Yeah, I call them the sharks. I like those kids that are just walking around with helmets, just like nonstop. It's like, I usually try to hide from them or something. It always sucks though because I feel like we also have like the homies. Like you want to give Mike a ride along because like he's a friend. You know what I mean? You want him to experience that stuff like that. But like you'll have like a 12-year-old kid, which is awesome because you can blow their mind once and ruin their life. But you also have this list of like friends. You know, every single time we go someplace, I'm like, I need to give this person, these other people ride-alongs first because they are supporting me and hooking it up. Like, it gets wild. That's funny. Not to keep. I mean. You know, we're talking about all of your drifting and stuff, but I am curious though. Any other specific like memories from FD that stand out, like from the time you went, like any crazy things that happened, or
I got 2 stories.
Love it.
James is gonna love this.
He's smoking.
I got this one fucking ready. I'm about to walk outside right now.
With the laptop, just take it out.
I literally, I don't know how to
crack the window.
I gotta preface this. Like, I love smoking. Like, I do.
Fucking heard that loud and clear, bro.
So we're at Englishtown last year doing a track walk. This is like, there's a load-in day, so like there's no fans. It's all just like industry people and so we're doing a track walk, and like I was like walking ahead from like my whole crew. So they're like, 6-7 people, maybe like 30-40 feet behind me, and I get to the last outer wall in New Jersey, and I just sit on the stump and just light up a cigarette, and I'm just sitting there smoking, and I look up. And fucking James Dean is like 2 feet from me, and he's just like, "How you doing?" And then he keeps walking on. And little did I know, my whole crew was sitting there taking pictures of me ripping darts at James Dean. And it's just so funny because it was like, James Dean is like this like, button up, like perfect looking professional. Yeah. And there I am in like gym shorts smoking a cigarette. Like,
your chest is just out. Yeah.
And then
I fucking love it.
I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna throw it out there.
I love this is the Pile Up podcast demo.
Connor Shanahan and James Dean smoking darts at Sneaky Pete's. Like that made my night. Like
really, that's so funny.
Like, I know they're Irish and like Irish people smoke a lot, but like, dude, James Dean now is my favorite pro driver because he smokes cigarettes. Like that's all it took.
Championships, car styling, driving. Doesn't fucking matter. Smoking cigarettes. Favorite driver.
Oh yeah.
James Dean, you're the man. That's
James Cartway.
But no, on a serious note, and those really are 2 good memories of FD. Really just, dude, like just hanging out with homies. Like that's, I mean, me and like Foley and like the Trevor Root, we call them the Trevor Root clan. Like they'll be up partying till fucking 4 a.m. the night before, like going out and competing. Dude, that whole family parties. Fucking the Trevor Root clan, they get wild. But
that's funny.
Dude, fucking one like New Jersey last year. So like Andy Luck is like the rule guy at FD.
Gotcha.
Like,
okay.
If Andy Luck's talking to you, you already fucked up. You know what I mean? And dude, I swear it was like, and I didn't partake in any of these shenanigans, but as soon as like Andy Luck left FD last year in New Jersey, it was like all hell broke loose. There was fucking 50 pit bikes ripping shitters up and down the road.
Oh, that's funny.
Fucking go-kart drag racing, like
when dad's away, the kids are gonna play. Yeah.
No, it was fucking wild. That's I can't say I had any good memories of like driving because like I barely got to drive. I mean, like, of course, like coming down the hill at Atlanta and hucking the car and like that's sick.
Yeah.
Like, I actually even being at Atlanta in person, like I've played that track on video games my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
That hill is so much fucking bigger than it looks on TV or in video game.
Oh, I believe
like,
that.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So like just being at some of these tracks was cool.
I just saw
like
I was gonna say I just saw somebody initiating at the start line of FD. I think it was Forsberg and somebody else. Like they were ripping it, you know, and they like initiated at the start line to like flick it, and then this big long huck down the fucking like that straight. It looked wild. It looked wild.
It'd be really fun to do that once.
Yeah,
you know, I would absolutely wreck, but it would be really fun, for sure.
That sand I would eat. You know, like that's I'd be in that for sure.
Well, like you play sim a lot, right? Yep. So I sure you probably stick to more of the Japanese tracks, right?
I do. I do. Yeah, okay. But I always forget because like Long Beach in Assetto was awesome. You know what I mean? It's super sketchy and like very hard to do.
So one of the things that like blew my mind was like I drove on the sim on Utah. Okay. And then when I got there in person, and like you can't even tell on TV, the last turn there is fucking banked. And like this nobody did it right on the sim. Yeah. And like on TV you can't tell, but like hell yeah.
That's sick.
Wait, what are you smoking? What is it? No,
You're
what
muted,
brand?
James.
You idiot.
I was going down the elevator and some bitch on the elevator was talking about something. It's a Marlboro Menthol 100.
Nice.
Apparently, all they got down here is
nice.
All they got down here is fucking hundreds, dude.
You guys are fucking hilarious. This is great. Yeah. Now we're gonna get like knocked for pushing like cigarettes.
For sure. It's a drug podcast already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it, you got to be like 21 to buy cigarettes now or something crazy?
I don't think down here.
No, good.
I mean, not in Virginia. Over in
Start them young.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It should be 16. It should be 12, you know?
Well, you know, back in the day, it was like that.
That's so funny.
3 years ago.
How do you think I got this beautiful raspy voice? Like, no, I don't know.
So just the core memories of just everything put together, I'm sure.
Just overall just being there. Like, and that's one thing that I will miss. Like, being at FD is cool. And not to sound egotistical, but it is cool when, like, people look up to you. And they're just like, I could go to Evergreen and somebody could be like, well, that doesn't count because people look up to me there too. But, like, if I was at Club Loose and somebody was like, you know, oh, how'd you set your car up? Like, nobody fucking cares what I have to say. But like at FD, if a fan comes up, like they, even though it's not true at all, they look at me like I know what I'm doing, you know? And like, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit's cool. And like, that was
inspiring.
And that was always something I always did was like, when people came up, like, you know, people mingle in the pits. And I would always like, you had some people that would just come up and be like, can I have your autograph? And then scurry away. And it's like, you know, that sucks. Like, I'd rather talk to people. And there was so many, like, there's dudes that I met, like fans that'll like message me to this day, like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I met you at St. Louis last year. Here's a picture of this like Mustang that I bought. Do you have any recommendations for first mods? And like, you know, it's cool that I can.
Do you actually remember them?
Yeah, no. I have a really good memory actually.
You're lucky.
Never mind.
But shout out to Avery, man. What's up? But
that's so cool.
Yeah, no, it's just shit like that made it cool, you know.
Yeah, when you get to a level, there's like a degree where you almost have to like take responsibility for impressions and inspiration, and I think it's really
and
cool.
Here we are doing this podcast.
Well, dude, you know how many times? You know how many times I'd be like, because like you know I'll have like my camper, and then behind it's like my trailer and car and canopy and that, and like how many times I'd be like at the back of my camper like, and like some kid would walk up and I'd be like. you know, like blowing out, like quick throwing the cigarette underneath the RV, like oh, like that scene from what was that, Bad Santa or whatever the fuck that movie was.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Or no, it happens in Home Alone when the kid comes up to the Santa Claus. Who's like,
oh, yep, yeah.
Like, dude, I had to do that so
funny.
many times. But yeah, you got to be, that's
you turn into, it's weird because you have to almost accept that you are that person for a little bit. You're just like, what the fuck? Like our first final bout where we had to sign stuff, I was weirded out. You know what I mean?
I was floored.
I was like, but then you have to step back out of yourself, you know, get it, and don't become that fucking idiot, egotistical, like maniac. You know what I mean? But you have to be like, wow, like they're looking to you as in like, you know, they're inspired or they like something you're doing. So you have to be the best version of yourself. Yep. Like at the time we were kind of probably being a little douchebags about it because we were so taken back, but you know, we were like, what the fuck? Then the next year it was even like, we almost kind of accepted it. It's like, oh hell yeah. And we sit there and rap with them for a while and like talk about what they're building or what are they doing? Like, and you think to yourself, like you go back to your skater story and that guy being a dickhead to you, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if he would have turned to you and been like, "Oh, bro, that's so cool!" Like, and taken an interest.
It would have changed everything. Yep.
Even now, granted, it seems like it worked out for the best anyway because that inspired you to be a better person. But there's that. You know what I mean? Like, that definitely did work because you're like, that guy's a fucking asshole. I'm going to make sure that I'm never that person. So that does happen. But at the same sense, that interest is going to inspire you even more. You know, and you get pumped about it. I honestly think that's a good takeaway, and you to be able to experience that in itself, like, is also something that you could take from FT and be like, wow, like I got to a certain level that people were interested in what I'm doing, and hopefully you inspired and made some cool like connections. That's really cool. Yeah. Not a lot of people can say they did that.
The first time I remember, like I was sitting there in line with all the other pro drivers, and I'm like, who the fuck am I? What, like, why does anybody want my autograph? They're just going to fucking throw it out when they get home. And it was, who the fuck was it? I can't think of their name. Zach Farrar. Okay. I don't know if you know him. But he was sitting next to me, and he was like, you got to understand, to those kids, like, you made it to the top. Like,
you're Dale Earnhardt.
They're going to look up to you. And it's still like, we're like, in New Jersey, we were purposely trying to make our signatures look the most like dicks without making them look like dicks.
That is incredible.
Me and Chris Leonard, but so we still have fun with it because realistically, at the end of the day, like the hat or whatever that I sign, if James Dean's signature isn't on it, also, they're not gonna fucking care. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely cool. Like,
you're always somebody's like, there's always somebody that looks up to you. I think. I mean, at least from us doing like the whole final bout thing and unveiling the cars and everybody liking them, and then to like go in there and signing shit. Someone is always looking up to you for sure. Especially with how the internet works these days. Like, there's always somebody out there that wishes they could be in your shoes. So like, even if it's just that one person that gives a fuck. Pretty cool. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah. And that is true. Actually, now that we have the internet days, like that's even crazier. Because I've had a few messages from somebody overseas that was like, just talking about like, wow, your lives are so crazy. I can only dream to be in that situation and stuff. And I'm just like, man, you're only seeing what we're putting out here. My life fucking sucks. But like, but really, James, but like realistically, it's one of those things
out here because I thought this Camaro was just about to smoke a curb, but
we need that exclusive. We need that exclusive footage.
I would have been like real fast, like, wow, look at this shit. You know what I
mean? That's funny. No, but yeah, it's one of those things that it's really wild to think about all the eyes that are on us, and that's everybody, and also how easily influenced people are nowadays too, especially the youth. Like, so being the best version of yourself, even if you have to put on a little bit of a show, like, if you have to just flip the script to be like a positive role model, like I think that's a non-smoker
for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So exactly, Danmo, even you just putting that away.
Get the fuck out.
that's sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If a 12-year-old's coming up to you, because you don't know how influenced that dude could be from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd be like, now I got to smoke like a fucking chimney, you know?
But
That's
can you
kind
also imagine, right? If you smoke with a 12-year-old one time and then like 10 years later, you're smoking with them in the garage and you have some great fucking ideas, right?
Or you're the cancer
Or that.
Or you go to visit.
No.
I'm just saying, I'm about to get in the elevator and lose all this shit for like 10 seconds, but it could go either way.
These guys are just non-believers.
How
many times?
Like, get the fuck out of here.
How many times I've been in my garage and I call them thinking sticks. Like, oh, let me get a thinking stick, and then that's where the best ideas happen.
That's so funny. That's admirable that you do that. That's very smart and cool. Like, that's cool. That's kind of one of my problems right now with the breezy stuff getting promoted, because you don't know how young these kids are to start them on like a possible alcoholic journey. They need to be focusing on driving and finishing school and figuring out what girlfriend they can get that's going to be doing OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, that's the important stuff.
Things.
The important stuff in life. Mm-hmm. But no, that's cool. And that's, you got to experience that. Not many people do. So even though we're sad that you're not going to be able to continue in your pro, career, at least you got to fucking experience that and change some lives,
It's something I would personally love to do. I think it would be cool to take a stab at being competitive. Because especially after Final Bout last year, when I was in the one-on-one competition where I had to be better than somebody else instead of just like drive flashy and whatnot. It was really fun. I lost, obviously, but it was a fun time. It's just, I didn't, and it's weird because I didn't have nerves at all going into it, which was odd for me, because usually like before any day I go drifting, I have to shit a lot, and I'm like I have nerves, Wait,
hold up, pause.
Poop talk.
Do you get nervous diarrhea?
Not diarrhea, but nervous shits for sure. Like, it's not like a faucet, but it's a nice, like, soft
amateur.
Yeah.
Get your solid shit out of here.
I don't want to cut your story off, but I literally, that was like, I had a whole pooping routine day of at FP, like competition day. Like I literally would have to like wake up early and start pooping. No, I'm not even joking. If like practice started here, I'd have to start pooping here. Just because like
the exact amount of time you had it dialed.
It was always so funny because like I'd come walking back from the bathroom and look at my guys and be like, all right, I'm in race trim, like ready to go. But
yeah, it's so relatable though. Like, for some reason it's just like the demons inside of me have to leave before I can relax behind the wheel, and I don't understand it to this day because I still get nervous, especially when we're going to like a track I've never driven. I'm like, well, fuck, here I'm about to total my fucking car the first lap, but I take a shit, like a good one, a good solid couple pounds of shit, and then I feel great.
I like how we're all like, yep.
I was gonna say, maybe if you leave it in there, you'll do better. I don't know.
No,
have you ever tried the other side?
That could be.
I'd have to concentrate on not shitting my pants. That's the problem.
So, but when you did that one-on-one battle, when you like pulled off, did you get that like good adrenaline hit?
Yes, I had a fucking crazy adrenaline hit. Even if I lost, I was like, that was fucking sick, because I know that I know it was a good battle too. So like that's like, I didn't drive shitty, so I knew it was a good battle, and that's what gave me like that adrenaline rush of like, this could be fun. Like, I see why Rich is so addicted to it, and like everybody that does the comp stuff, I get it now because it's the first time that I've ever done it, and it's just something completely out of my wheelhouse.
That's what does it for me. Is like, I can drive all day with the boys, and like you pull off a track and you get that sweet like high fiving, hugging, like, yo, remember when you did this or that? And like that part of driving is sick. But the part of competitive driving where I get that adrenaline, like I don't get that adrenaline hit with just driving with the homies.
Yeah, I don't really get that either. It's fun, but it's not like a whoa. You know,
like I'll
drive with the homies, Shad.
You don't drive at all, James.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't drive. So I get to drive with the homies.
James, come to RSD this weekend. We'll smoke some darts together.
I got fucking work to do because your boy Matt Craig is dropping off a bunch of shit to get polished before a final bout. My final bout prep is polishing shit for other people going to final bout.
Aww. I've never done any competitive stuff, but I do want to try it just because I had a brain injury that left all of my like anxieties. I used to get nervous and have fun just in normal driving because part of that anxiousness and like nervousness is fun too because it's like a conquering feeling. You know what I mean? And when you first start drifting, it's like always there, you know, for a while. But the brain injury actually it's gone now. So now I have no fears. I have no anxiousness, which is funny. I'm actually disabled for anxiety, but it's with the driving stuff because I enjoy it. It's gone. Like there's nothing there. So I want to push myself. And I was so stoked for watching Chad because you were fucking excited. Dude.
I was so pumped.
You were pumped.
So excited.
And it was neat to see that because it brings you back to that feeling. And I was like, man, I want to try this now. So eventually that is definitely on my bucket list too. Because I talk a lot of shit on, especially Rich for being, a competitor and like being, I gotta win. But like realistically, we just joke around. But I'd like to feel it. Yeah, I'd like to feel it. So
it takes you back to like your first couple of times drifting.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like your first time out on track, like you're all nervous and you do your first clutch kick and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, you
do
don't
one lap without spinning and it feels great. Yeah.
You don't really get that much when you've driven so many laps. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people still do, I guess, but
Yeah, the only thing that really got me was if I push myself, now I kind of set goals, you know what I mean? So like a tree turn at Club Loose, like I saw like Josh DeLeese and all them doing backies. And I'm like, well, Corollas don't really do backies, but let's see if we can do that. And that gave me the adrenaline, not because I was in competition with myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to do that big flick and actually be able to pull out of it and be proud of myself. That run, I actually got some butterflies and I was like, fuck yes, but I can only imagine competition.
Does your Corolla have a 4A in it?
No, it's a KAT. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's mad.
I love that noise. Yeah, I love that noise he just made. That was awesome.
It makes gobs of power. I would love to do a 4A GE, but I just can't afford them. Like to do it the right way with like the ITB setup and everything, like there's just no way.
It's understandable.
Yeah, my Corolla isn't even really like a Corolla. My Corolla is a cheating Corolla. It has a
Corolla body.
Yeah, it's a Corolla body, but it's literally a 488 rear, you know what I mean? Built for like 1,500 horsepower.
Get out.
My shit's like it's a comp car. It's a comp car.
Yeah. I was gonna say if I had a 4A and I'll trade you a ready to go comp car.
Oh shit.
Corollas are worth fucking 30.
Isn't that insane? Yeah. I have one with a 4AC. You want that one?
No.
I'll trade all day for that.
But,
no, that's cool. Yeah.
Just do it. Do a gambler. The last gambler of the year should be Stadium, from what I'm hearing. So.
Oh yeah. I actually when we did that private day, the 8-6 private day, they had the lines still. You can see the clipping points for the road course, and that was so much fun to like hit every single box and check it off.
So.
That was sick.
Go on. I don't want.
Well, just having and we try to do this when we would like help run events is to give clipping points and things like that because it really trains a driver. I think when you have too much free form, you just become as a sloppy driver when you have to actually extend things and put yourselves in boxes. And that was the first time driving front course with clipping points, and it felt so good to be like, man, that would have been a really good qualifying run, that again, I was in competition with myself to drive the courses in. I was competing, so no, it was super fun. Now, what were you gonna say?
So Corolla Day at Club Loose, right?
Yep.
Was there a guy there named Austin Zalick? Something like that, Austin?
With the black Corolla?
That's my Corolla.
Oh no shit!
I mean,
yeah.
It is, but that was my Corolla.
No way. That's his car's really nice.
Yeah.
Austin, he's a good dude.
Yeah. Oh, fucking sick dude. But he was the one that bought it from me.
No way.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I felt like a dick. You need to get a Corolla again. Let's do this. I'm building a street car, but it's still not going to have a 4AGE, so don't be mad. It's another KA, but it'll be NA.
I mean, it's not like a bad decision. It's obviously like
Yeah.
Like,
no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. In the real world of things, it makes sense.
Spend $15,000 to make 120 horsepower.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But honestly, I wish I could, because the thrill of
they
that
just
would be
sound,
sick.
dude. I remember when I had my Corolla, I drove it to work the one day, and like, by no means was my coworker a car guy at all. But like, I seen him driving down the highway, and I'm like, oh, let me go do a flyby. And when I got to work, he was like, I saw this thing, and I was like, what kind of piece of shit car is this? He goes, but when you went ripping by, he's like, that thing sounded so sick.
That's cool.
I love the sound of 4As. But,
yeah. They're fucking.
Anyway.
No, they're sick. Whoa, my cat's going crazy back here.
Yeah.
She just did a couple skids. It was pretty sweet. If you did not get into drifting, what do you think you'd be doing?
Smoking cigarettes at the casino.
Oh, dude, you would be so much more wealthy, dude. Like,
yeah, he'd be so much more wealthy.
I probably would. So it's weird. I've always been the type to like set something. Like, so when I was younger and I was skateboarding, like I always wanted to be like a sponsored skateboarder. And then like I broke my ankle and like destroyed that whole thing. And then like I taught myself to weld. So like
sick.
I was like working my way through different jobs, lying on applications, like with like always the end goal of like, oh, I want to be able to TIG weld pipe, or whatever.
Hey, you need a job. I'm looking.
What's that?
Hey, you need a job. I'm looking.
I don't need a job now.
All right, well.
Actually, so now it's fine. I don't weld for a living anymore. Now I got a sweet office job where I design things, but
sick.
I don't make as much money as I did when I was traveling welding, but
James could possibly hook you up. So,
dude, I fucking was offered.
I didn't mean to break into your story.
No, but it's funny. I was offered. So there is a way that I could continue drifting, but I don't know if I can make this much of a sacrifice. I was pretty much in talks with like a nuclear company to like weld on different valves. But it required a shitload of traveling. Like it was like 8 months out of the year. Wow. But yeah, it was like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah.
But it would just be like, that would be my life. It would literally be like working and then taking off 4 times a year and doing FD. So like,
right. And then your kid. Yep.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Is like I could not live without seeing my kids. So.
Yeah.
I'd probably just be like a fucking video game playing, casino going. It's not like I'm not into sports at all. So like, I don't know like football or anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I literally, when I get into shit, I go like 100%. So that's like why like my first year drifting, like I did it so much because like when I get into something, it's like all I think about, all I want to do. And,
I always like that question. It's a fun question because it's like if you think back, it's like fuck, like I don't know what I would be doing.
I'd probably be fucking dead because I worked myself to exhaustion. Like realistically, like before I got into drifting, my shop that I had, like I said, I had a business. I would literally go there on a Thursday and not leave till Sunday and not go to sleep.
Oh,
I would just literally like just crank. But here's a little sidebar: cigarettes and water. Cigarettes, water, no energy drinks. You could stay up forever.
That's crazy because James runs on Red Bull and he's never not had Red Bull in his system.
Dude,
that is true.
If you cut out the Red Bull and just slug water, you'll never get tired. So
where's the beer go in there?
That I don't know. I don't drink beer, but
don't you? Wow.
No, so I hate beer.
Yeah, I don't either. Rum
and Coke. That's my.
Oh, okay.
That's
so you're hard. Okay. Yeah, you're going hard.
Yeah, rum and Coke. That's actually I'm known for like camping drift events. Come find me afterwards. You get a Danmo rum and Coke. Like that's the thing.
I was not planning on going to Pocono this weekend. I think now I have to.
Yeah, fuck Matt Craig. You know what I mean?
He doesn't need fucking parts for his car.
Just Dude,
he's probably
like,
going to be at Pocono.
Well, yeah, he is. That's why he wants to drop it off Friday
maybe.
night. And I'm like,
Just tell him you'll pick it up from Pocono.
yeah, perfect.
I think I lost internet for a second there.
You're there.
It was
Yeah.
like half a second.
You flickered for a little bit.
Yeah, no. What I was saying is Matt Craig's going to be at Pocono probably. Just bring him with you.
That's
All
pretty
right,
funny.
I'll be there.
I was actually rum and coke wasn't super bad. I drank a few of those in my time, and I don't drink, so
Dude, a well mixed Captain and Coke just tastes like vanilla Coke.
Yeah, you got to know the ratio.
Beautiful drink.
There is a golden
Craft
ratio.
trade right there.
That's funny. So your main track is, if you're in A-Town, your main track is definitely Evergreen, I'm sure. 'Cause you're just straight down.
So I'm closer to Pocono.
Oh, okay.
But if you ask me what my home track is, Evergreen.
Evergreen.
I work staff there.
Yeah.
It was the first track I went to, and it was the first track that I felt, the vibe at Evergreen is bar none, in my opinion. That's so well, and every track is welcoming with drifting, but I just feel like Evergreen is just, you could literally show up, doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, and you drive a car, you're a homie, let's go, let's party.
They do have a very fun, it's very Wild West there.
That's what I like about it.
But yeah, so it's very Wild West, but it is funny to see the different style of people that are there that are all coexisting.
Rednecks.
So there's a lot of them, but then there's still a mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You'll have everything, and there's no animosity, which is very admirable.
So what cool. Really drew me to Evergreen at first is I hate the whole group thing. So I hot take. I don't like separating drivers by skill. I don't know. I'm not into that. I like, and Evergreen does have classes now, like A, B, and C. But I did like how they used to do it, where it was there was a solo group and then a tandem group.
Right.
Obviously, it's gotten so big there now
it's
that
huge.
they had to. Split it up, but I would even be a proponent for groups 1, 2, and 3 rather than capping people on skill. I don't know. I just don't like the vibe of that. To me, it's not. Sure. It's not I don't know. I have a weird view, so I'll just leave it at that. Because some people say the exact opposite, and oh, you got to earn your stripes, and if I have a car that I put all this time and effort in, I don't want it getting clobbered by some, junior driver, if you will. But I don't know.
I mean, you still pick who you're driving with. You know what I mean? So
that's my thing, and my whole thing is I'll drive with anybody. I don't care how sketchy you are, I'll drive behind you. And I feel like
it teaches you a lot too. It teaches you as a driver a lot.
Hot take here. I feel like if you're an A group driver, you should be able to drive behind anybody. And you should be able to drive in front of anybody, because you should not be making mistakes to where the person behind you is going to hit you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. We used to always try to put if somebody's getting decent, they're consistent, we'd always be don't, just follow this guy. You can pick you should be able to pick any one of your A group guys and know for a fact that he is not going to spin out. Unless something catastrophic would happen, which is, the chance, but still, that the guy that's following for the first couple laps should be able to safely follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep.
And I think that would help beginner drivers progress so much faster. Because we did this thing at Evergreen one time where I kind of was cheating just to get myself more laps, but I parked next to the grid, and AJ was running grid, and whenever somebody came up, and this was on the L track, which, as you know, is like a little skid pad kind of thing. Yep. And whenever somebody came up, AJ was like, "Hey, Danmo will tandem with you if you've never tandem before."
That's so cool.
And because I was like, I don't fucking care. I'll drive with anybody.
Right.
And the thing is, the amount of positive reception from that,
with either people saying like, oh, I've wanted to try tandeming, but nobody would tandem with me.
Right.
And like you kind of, opened that up to me. Or on the contrary, people that came up and were like, I've been struggling all day to figure out the line.
Yes.
But as soon as I got behind you, I was nailing it for the rest of the night.
Right.
And I think that's like a big thing that, because how many times do people in like a C group sit there and struggle all day long? But if they could either get behind somebody or get in the car with somebody that knows the right way to drive around the track, they would progress a lot quicker.
Oh yeah. That's why the hot lapping stuff, like down that Spirit did when it was like you're in this group and you have a 15-minute hot lapping session. It taught you it's like fight or flight. You gotta go, you gotta learn, and I think that it pushes you into an uncomfortable situation that you overcome fast, and then you are way more comfortable as a driver and as a person. So I think you are right. There's definitely there's definitely your noobs, but they should be, you got to watch them for a while. But like getting up there, even once a C group driver is starting to do better, like I think it's our responsibility to try to take them under the wing and show them the ropes. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's great that you were driving with just anybody. That's fucking, that's
like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And then we have like the one line is called like the party line.
Oh yeah.
So it's really like, and this is on the oval, but if there's 10 people in line, all 10 cars are getting sent. And like at last event, I was doing it in the pro car, and people are like, "You're fucking nuts." I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna have a good time. Like,
yeah,
you're like, yo, program's over anyways.
Let's go,
dude. You catch me toe dollying that car to events. That's the funniest part.
Oh shit! Hell
everybody's like, I can't believe you toe dolly that car, and it's like, yeah, well, it's cheaper.
Right.
No, that's so cool. No, that's cool. So outside of drifting, you don't really you have no other hobbies? You play some games? That's pretty much it?
Yeah, play some video games.
What do you play around this?
Escape from Tarkov, play a little bit of...
so you're a PC gamer.
Yeah, PC gamer. Yeah.
Yep.
Rainbow Six Siege, just like first-person shooters, DayZ, shit like that.
How about Valorant?
DayZ? Wait. DayZ as in like old Arma 3 DayZ mod? Or
whoa, Arma 2 mod, baby.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, yeah. Operation Arrowhead, you DayZ guy?
I was, dude, we got into DayZ.
He was very hardcore.
I was hardcore. Like, I was setting up servers and dropping. Yeah. I was like the commander for the longest time, which was one of my favorite things to do. Was take a group and then be like, cool, like, I need you to go like 7 clicks north, and then all of a sudden I have like a horde of zombies coming at you, my favorite thing.
So so whenever people ask me about video games, I purposely do it that way. I like start with like the more mainstream games.
Yep.
But realistically, I'm like almost all Arma based games. So like we play King of the Hill on Arma 3. DayZ mod,
Reforger. Did you get into Reforger yet or not?
Yeah, played a little bit. Yeah.
I heard
not as good as Arma 3, but
I heard they're moving DayZ mod into Reforger, and I'm pretty curious to see what's going to happen with that.
We actually so DayZ standalone is finally at the point where it's worth playing.
I heard that. Yeah,
because for like the longest time, like DayZ mod was like just way better. But that's
no shit.
That's it. Obviously, like I have a daughter, so I hang out with my daughter all the time. She's like 2.5 years old.
I was gonna ask. Oh,
yeah, she's pretty young yet. And then just work in the garage, work on my house. I have like a shitty old farmhouse that needs a lot of work. So
yeah, those are cool though. That's like something that's like it gives you something to do, but then also like
I have a huge garage. That's like. Yeah, like when I was shopping for a house, my realtor was like, "Yeah, this house needs a ton of work. Like it has, it's a 5-bedroom house, but only 1 bedroom was finished." But then he's like, "But here's a 2,300 square foot external building garage," and I was like,
"Jesus,
yeah, let's go."
I'm down.
That's sick.
As big as my house, like.
And then I live on like 4 acres, so I don't know if I don't know if you've scrolled back or seen anything for a while, but like I have a little dirt drift track in my yard, so it's a little oval. So
that's cool.
we don't have many cars right now, but like back in the day when I was telling you earlier, I had a shitload of junk E36s. That's what we would do.
So you're the reason they're more expensive.
No,
writing chassis off every goddamn weekend.
no. I blame it on Volkswagen kids, to be honest with you. I'll throw some shade. The Mark IV kids, once they parted out all the Mark IVs, that's what I'm saying. Once they parted out all the Mark IVs, they were like, oh, we could part out E36s and money.
Yep.
And that's like literally how many times you see E36s where it's like a perfectly good shell with a running motor and they're like, not for sale, parts only. And it's like, fuck you, dude. Like,
yeah, you're ruining this. Yeah. Dude, that's one thing that I always thought about that I was very surprised that in America it didn't do anything was dirt drifting. Like dirt style, anything rear wheel drive. Like I just see like Crown Vics just cruising in some dirt would be
circle track racing.
But I'm saying in a
like a drift track,
like a drift. No circle, like an actual drift track style, you know, with not really clipping points. I guess you couldn't do that. Well, maybe.
Dude, I should do that.
Yeah.
That's what I should do. Fucking Danmo's Dirt House of Drift.
Dude,
oh my God.
We're there.
Yo,
Danmo claims 10%.
So, it's funny. What we learned from doing fucking yard shitties is I have a lot of hard packed clay. Like on my property, and it's actually grippy. Like actually get grip. Yeah. It's fucking dusty as shit. Like you need a good watering system to do it like properly, but it works out good.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I had a friend that when I worked at Advanced Auto Parts, his backyard they had a circle dirt track, you know, too. And I always thought, I was like, why do we not have junkyard cars that were just fucking dooring each other? You know, like this needs to be.
That was the best part of it is like you could go because you're only going like 4 miles an hour.
Yep.
You could literally just be like, you know, tapping each other.
Yeah. Oh, that needs to be a thing.
So much fun. Yeah.
Well, let's bring it back. And I didn't realize we're that close. I'm going to bring a chassis. So we're going to do some dumb shit.
We're not, you don't have to give me like your exact location.
I'm in Lebanon. So
okay.
Yeah. I'm really close. And Chad, you're close the opposite way though.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm in Phoenix still. I'm near
where are you at?
Kind of near Westchester.
Allentown.
You? Okay, Allentown.
Fuck you, James.
I meant not Chad, not you.
Yeah, I'm in Allentown now too.
Nice. I'm also on my way there.
Yeah, I'm not far at all from Allentown area. It takes me like hop on the turnpike. I'm there in under an hour.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Small world stuff. I actually had no clue where you were from either. I assumed Scranton or, you know what I mean? I don't know why I assumed Scranton area.
I'm a Scrantonite.
Yeah, I just honestly think of I do put you in that like Evergreen Dave and EJ and them. I kind of like grouped you into that whole friend group, so I just assumed you were up that way, you know.
No, I'm part of the Putts, Justin, that friend group. Like we're all local to each other. Yeah, Putts, Andy Capizzoli, bunch of guys that don't even drive anymore, like Johnny Vortex. If you know them, Julian Drabick. He moved out west now, but all his good homies.
No, that's sick. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Well, my dude, how do you feel about the current drift scene, just out of curiosity? I want to know, so we're very here, and you can give us some shit, because I think we're deserving of this. So we're in a completely different style of
I'm going to throw this at you. You guys are the scene kids of drift.
Yes.
I'm proud of that shit. Fuck yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome to hear.
Yeah, see, us competitive drivers, you know.
Us pro boys.
I just you guys
hardcore as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's I think it isn't as cool as it was 2 years ago. I'll throw that out there.
Already changing fast. Yeah.
I think the problem is all these. I'm gonna say the fucking takeover kids. because we're getting them at Evergreen now.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Oh,
we'll
for
get
real?
we get like six of them about event now.
Mhm.
Like, we've never had to kick people. So I help run staff at Evergreen. That's why I'm saying we. But we've never had to like kick people out in fucking 4 or 5 years. And like the last 3 events, every time there's been some sort of issue with a fucking, you know, their takeover. Like, they don't
Really?
I don't know. They don't
crazy.
have the I don't know how to explain.
Well, I guess if they don't
Well,
understand the drifting aspect of it, they're there for what they see. You know what I mean?
So have you guys heard of this Station 115 place?
No.
No.
Okay, so up in like I guess it's Tobyhanna, which is like even north of me.
Jeez. Okay.
This guy bought this property and he had like a fucking huge skid pad, like the size of RSD's skid pad, but without the
Center
planters.
section? Yeah.
Like, and it was all perfectly
Wow.
flat. And we went out there, like me and a couple dudes from Evergreen, and like did like a test thing with him. And it was sick. This place had a huge fucking like in building like warehouse that he had a bar in that you could do live shows at, and you could. It was like the perfect venue.
Right.
And this guy was like, "Oh well, I'm just gonna do autocross," and we were like, "No, you need to do drifting."
Right.
And he held like one drift event and like did decent, and he was like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm going to open it up as a playground for this takeover group."
Oh my God. No way.
And dude, he literally, they came and they took over his property.
Oh,
and like,
no.
There was stolen cars there that they lit on fire out front of the building. The fucking cops, they like caused a ruckus in like the local, whatever town it was.
Yeah.
And that guy got shut down. Like, he literally is not allowed to have, like, not even autocross anymore on his property.
What an idiot.
Well, yeah, like, we told him, like, don't do that, and he just did it anyway.
Yep.
But I guess the whole point, the long-winded point I'm trying to make is, when somebody's part of that takeover mentality, that's what they do. They're not going to follow, like,
they don't have rules. Like,
the etiquette. That's what I was going to say, the etiquette. Like, you know, you show up at a drift track for your first time, and you'll learn from, like, the guys that are there. They'll teach you like the little nuances of the track, you know, but they won't take that like hand me down of knowledge because they're there to just cause a ruckus and a scene.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was already, we've seen it at RSD, one of the clinics. Kids weren't paying attention. They literally just wanted to go out and do some donuts. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it. That's all they cared about. And not even good donuts. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. Like, it was really, really bad.
But I you know what? Let me. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. The drifting scene doesn't suck right now. I've been out of it also. Let me say it that way as well, because you got to think too. For the last year, I've been so. The only thing I could afford was, I couldn't even afford it, but the only thing I could do was focus on FD, right? Yeah. So I am kind of just getting back into it. So really my only experience has been FD and Evergreen. So I can only speak from that. Yeah. Because I haven't made it out to an Erie event in the last 2 years. The last 2 years, Team Aloso wanted me to come and drive Vibes with them. And I think I even talked to you about the one time, like, what's the latest I could sign up? 'Cause I don't know when I'm going to have money. Sure. So, like, I missed out on that, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No,
like
I mean,
like the people,
it makes sense.
The driving is progressing, like, for sure. Because, like, Evergreen now, I mean, there's some shredders there.
Yo, can we talk about my boy Zach Freeze, number 1 on the board, brother? Dude, that's my neighbor. What up with him?
Oh, really?
Yo, yeah, he lives down the street from me.
He was shredder.
Shit was kind of crazy, right? Like, let's go back like 4 years. Like, I'm gonna tell you a Zach Freeze story. Not that anybody cares, but like, before he even had his driver's license, I'm working on my 240 in the driveway, and his dad like stops in front of my house. He's like, yeah, like drift or whatever. And I was like, fucking try. You know, I suck, right? He's like, my kid's always playing Forza and shit. Flashback to like 2 years after this moment, this guy and this kid stopped by, and I was like, I don't fucking remember what's even happening right now. But yeah, anyways, it was Zach after he got his 350Z that he's driving now currently at Evergreen.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hell of a river.
Yeah, his whole family comes and cheers him on. It's great.
That's so
It's
cool.
so wholesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's neat.
That kid will never smoke a cigarette though.
We'll get him.
James, he was up at the shop, right? I met him.
Yeah, you met him.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice kid. That's
yeah,
awesome.
he went to he rolled up to Cars and Coffee with us that one time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I was like literally laughing at how your front bumper was just going to rip off. The whole time.
Yeah, dude's a shredder.
No, that's sick. I think it. Yeah, I can see what your answer is though. Like I understand that because there is so much negativity in certain aspects of it, but then the driving is progressing and people are doing crazier and crazier things. So it's like, does the scene suck or is it awesome right now? We don't even know because it's so different too in every place.
And I think I'm still like nostalgic to back before I got into pro drifting.
Yeah.
So give me a couple weeks, months.
Yeah, ask that question again.
I'll report back.
Yeah. That's funny. No, that's another thing that's really hard is the nostalgia, because if there is those moments in time where things were really fucking cool and you think back to them and you remember those, and then like things have changed. Like drifting to me is so different right now. It is not the whole freestyle skating. Whoa, let's go out there. And that was sick. It's more like I did better than you. And that's what I don't like, or my car is way cooler, and this. I don't like that. I miss the whole like community aspect of it. And it's still there. Like it's definitely still there, but in the internet way, it is not. That's not good enough. Like I've watched literally kids critique other people's driving, and then I click on their profile. They're not even driving. They're not even drifters. And that's what's ruining it for me, where back in the day when it was so underground, it was just your homies. Like you're just friends being like, yo, that was fucking rad. Like you did some cool shit. So the nostalgia is definitely weird. Being an old man. That's where I haven't even comes from.
I haven't even really, like, from what I consider being in drifting for that long either. Like, I don't know.
Did we just watch James burn his mouth? You fucking idiot. I think I heard it boiling in the microwave. That's why I turned your fucking...
Oh, I'm sorry. You should have said, "Hey, mute your shit."
No. I have this reduced background
I've been looking at
noise.
this little fucking like coffee maker for the last 2 hours. I'm like, damn, kind of want a coffee.
That's funny.
Damn, but
no shit. So I love that you called us scene kids too. That's best.
So true though.
That is it's true. Yeah. We're like I wish we had like those fucking like the hair. You know what I mean? Like all the fucking emo hair and shit. That is.
But my whole thing is, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like.
Right.
That's and I feel like Evergreen still has that. Is like you'll see people at Evergreen that just care about slamming their cars and going out and doing whatever bouncy drifts.
Bouncy drifts.
And then you'll have people like me there with a pro car, and then you'll have people with whatever shit box they could afford to put together, but they're just making it happen, and that's the coolest thing I like about drifting is the variety.
Yeah.
And how you all are brought together with a common thing. Like what we've been talking for 3 fucking hours. It feels like it's been 20 minutes.
Right.
But what do we all have in common? Drifting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
and that's and it's true because we're not really super into competitive drifting, but it's interesting because it's still the same. Like you're still doing the same things, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting to hear, but I love to hear the other side of things too. And recently we have, for sure, at least I know me and Chad have been very interested in like the FD stuff because it's been getting better and better for us to watch.
It's definitely better from a spectator
point
perspective,
of view,
Yeah. And I mean, I watch more than just FD too. I don't really watch FD compared to like the overseas stuff. Like Drift Masters is the most fucking exciting thing to watch.
Drift Masters is they put on a good show.
Right.
Like even before the driver goes out, they do that thing where they'll have the camera like
So
in
sick.
their face
Yep.
and like pull away.
Yep.
Like that's sick.
They care. You can tell they care.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but it allows the driver to do like something,
Yeah.
cool towards the fans or whatever.
Man, it's kind of crazy that an event series that puts 6 figures away, if not maybe more per round, can't get a proper live stream going on here with some cool fucking camera work, dude. Even when he hits the fucking light and the camera guys stand there and they're like zooming in like he's walking into it, and then production value out the window. That's
And it's wild though, because their tracks that they go to without cars on them are just visually awesome.
Beautiful.
Like every track they go to is sweet. Like the one they just did in Finland, which is at a fucking theme park. Just seeing that is sick. And you have cars drifting with a roller coaster in the background that's running. It's fucking cool.
And it's more than just 3 big sweepers. That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's more than just it going as fast as you can. You know, it takes some, at least I'm not a pro guy, but I feel like it takes a lot more skill to do something like that than just get into like an outer zone in one corner, transition to the other one, maybe hit an air clip here and there. But,
Chad,
I can't really speak on that.
Yeah, are you saying that pro guys have no skill?
That's not what I'm saying, Jim.
That's saying he's going to be a pro driver.
I'm saying I'm going to be a pro.
1v1 me any track.
Have you ever followed a 100 horsepower Miata? Do you think you could do that?
Yes. Absolutely, I could, because I love doing that shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, that'd be tough in my car. Yeah, for sure, it'd be tough in my car.
Yeah,
but
just full brake.
I would love that.
Fucking burning it.
Yeah.
No, that's. You're totally right though. It's so cool because we talk to and we have a lot of friends that are in all aspects of drifting, and we have that same, it's just the root of everything is we like cars, and there is definitely some people out there that don't appreciate everything and they stick to one. I'm glad that at least like we'll talk a lot of shit. We have a lot of fun because we're very style orientated, but at the end of the day, and we say it all the time, we still look at stuff and be like, well, that's still fucking cool though. You know what I mean? Like they're out there doing it. So
as long as it's done in fun, I don't mind. But if you're a style guy, like, okay, let me ask you this.
Bring it out.
Would you look at somebody and be like, oh, he's got a fucking bumper that sucks. Fuck that guy, his stupid bumper.
Yeah. Have you met a Hayes Drift team? What kind of question is that? Like,
I'm saying no. What I'm saying is, if you were doing that meaningfully, I would say that's kind of whack. But if you're doing it in good fun, like busting balls is busting balls.
Yeah, no.
I mean every word I say to Matthew Craig.
To the Hayes boys for sure. Did you see the meme I put up with the Two-Face with him burned and it said KBD warranties be like? I just made that. Matt posted the picture. I was instantly like, like putting that together. Yeah, no, that's the one thing I don't like about certain style boys is they are fucking malicious.
They're on their high horse.
They're on their high horse. We are not. We talk a bunch of shit. We have various opinions, but I think that's the one thing that at least separates us from those other style boys.
We also know our cars suck.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, we don't think kindly to ourselves either. Yeah, we think we're all pieces of shit. And but there's definitely a difference, and that's why we can rap with anybody and have fun, and that's how I think most drifters should aspire to be to is like judge on the actual person, not their car. Who gives a shit? That's not yours.
I'll be honest with you. Before I got on here, I was worried just from watching other podcasts.
Oh, that's so
no. Listen to me. I was worried how James is going to react to me. Now I'm fucking hoping this guy comes to RSD because I want to smoke a cigarette.
See, here's how this goes, right? I wait to shit on you till pile up after dark. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that what it does? Yeah. You did. Danmo, it is funny too because you did say something about I know I'm getting roasted for my black wheels. He was already preparing for it.
No,
self-awareness goes a long way.
No, we love absolutely everybody. There's no reason. Yeah, there's no reason to.
I'm a dickhead, and I on that note, if anyone's ever had that word, I've heard that before. People are like, like James is an asshole, or James hates me or hates everybody. Like, no, I'm just.
It's true.
Like,
He does.
I don't know. Like I do a little bit, but like not actually. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I am really glad. I'm really glad that. Well, actually, we should probably be a little careful, but hopefully, from the outside looking in, they know that we're just an all fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, either way, now it's set in stone. So
yeah,
now everybody knows.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, we joke around enough. Like, we're laughing at ourselves when we even roast cars and stuff like that. But it is neat that you put us in the category as the fucking scene kids. I love that. I love that.
You can't sit with us. You're not allowed at our table.
Yeah, we're definitely not that. Our crew of people are so different. Yeah, that's funny. No, that's sick. Yeah, I think Evergreen's pretty open with that stuff though. Like, they're decent.
I still need there. I have never driven there. I've been
what the fuck? Dude, okay, all right. Put it on record. The next event is the Sinister Bash, the 3-day.
When's that?
That's the one to go to.
That's the one, huh?
When is he? Got dates?
Is it? So my only worry is.
Would you shut the fuck up, Chad? I just asked this fucking guy for dates.
I gotta look.
God damn it!
I gotta look. Yo, I love that. I love when like people would be like, "Hey, when's Vibes?" And I'm like, I don't know." And they're like, oh, "Okay."
Aren't you the one running it?
Yeah, I'm like,
sometime in August.
Yeah,
that's good.
August 23rd, August 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Chad,
yeah. I mean, I might need a shakedown, so we'll see.
Shake it down.
We're doing four-door tandems at Evergreen.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
What do you mean we'll see about that?
I'll bring the automatic car out. It's got 4 doors.
Hell yeah.
And Jamie can bring the Rosa.
Rosa should be done in a little bit, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to get there.
I don't know if I drive with you guys, though. I'm just saying. I'm gonna.
He doesn't want to put that car on the line.
I just don't want to put that car on the line.
He won't even drive with me or you, James, let alone someone that's not on his team.
Honestly, I don't trust myself yet.
Hold on. When was the last time you drove at Evergreen?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. Before it was Evergreen.
Yeah, so you won't have a number, so you're gonna have to be stuck in C group.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I don't have a number.
No, you put me in. Honestly, I remember not too long ago. When was that? I don't remember. Chad, that was me and you when I went to Club Loose, and they like stuck me in C because it's been years. Yeah. And in the rule book, I signed up according to the rule book because I wasn't going to be a dick. And people were like, "Dude, you're not a C driver." And then I went out there, and there was nobody in C. So I was like, "I'm a fucking C driver right now." I didn't have a cage in the Z, so it was just about seat time, and I got fucking Oh yeah, it was awesome. But no, if the rule book says it, I abide by it. It also helps me because then I'm solo and not having to turn people down in tandem with a very expensive rare car.
when Evergreen made the whole class system, I told them straight up, all the other staff people, I was like, I will not have a say in anybody because I don't want to be a part of it. So it's so funny because and it's not that it's because I don't want to watch other people. I still watch people and I'll recommend. I'll be like, yo, that dude's shredding, move him up. But it's just because I don't agree with the whole group system. So it's like, I won't tell you to drive C. You'll come up and I'll be like, I don't know what group you want to be in.
Hell yeah.
That's super funny.
I do want to get there.
You just got me kind of excited because we honestly could do some shakedowns.
We actually just decided. I don't know if you were here 3 minutes ago, but
no. As long as cars are done, I am down. That would be fun.
My car's done.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
The parties are gonna be sick. Evergreen at night's a good time.
Yeah,
that's what I've seen. It looks pretty wild.
I've filmed so much there, just going and hanging out, and every single time it's always, "Where's your car, Damien?" And I'm like, why am I not driving here? It didn't make any sense. But since we staffed RSD, it's hard to not drive RSD then because you're there anyway and you have, all your shit. So it just made sense. But we're going to, for sure, we're going to start getting out more places. And now if we can have a 4-door B team also.
A 4-door B team with a Verosa and 2 Skylines?
That's going to be sick.
What a B team. We need Rich in there and Jay-Z X again.
Yeah, he was talking about it. He was talking about buying his old one back, which would
Of
be
course.
fucking
Hell yeah.
ridiculous.
All I need is the
And-
JZX. We're good.
And Danmo's in the team now too with his 4-door automatic. So
That's true. He's already down for yellow spray paint. So
yeah.
I know the Rust-Oleum secret now.
Yeah,
So
you do.
Japan dryer.
6 cylinders, 4 doors. We're doing it.
Yeah, that's so funny. Shit.
Yeah.
So, I am going to ask you one final question here, my man.
Uh-oh.
Do you got any cool shout outs or anybody that you need to put on, the spotlight of anything from inspiration?
I will say, no, here, let me get
everything.
this out. This is a great opportunity.
Bust it.
Everybody, anybody that has got me to where I am and where I was and that helped. And I'm talking like if you did a tandem run with me 4 years ago, technically that helped me, get to FD. So like huge shout out thanks to like everything that kind of like built up to what I did and what I also failed at, but what I did to getting there. And, like it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a lot to get somebody through FD, like money aside, just like traveling and fucking making food and changing tires and, all that stuff. So like my crew that helped me out last year, Nick, AJ, Joe, I know you guys might not know these names, but I'm just rifling them off.
Oh, yeah.
Where was I? Nick, AJ, Joe, Chris, all you guys like helped me out a ton. Even before that, in the Pro-Am days, those homies that helped me out. My buddy Andy, that like we went 1 and 2. Like I went with 3 guys this year. My buddy Andy, my buddy John, and just freaking like raw dog FD. Didn't work out the best, but just huge shout out to all them. And
Fuck yeah.
who knows? I did buy. I'll let this little secret out of the bag. I bought a CNC plasma table not too long ago.
Oh, snap.
I used to build my own angle kits, and I am a designer by trade now. So I'm going to be trying to fire up a little business, and my dream is that like in 2 years I could maybe be financially stable enough with another business to where now I can go back into FD, be my own sponsor, write off what I'm spending in FD, and go that route. But
we love to.
I got a whole bunch of different parts that I've been designing.
Hey, billions are bankrupt, baby. Follow that dream to the fucking end, dude. Fuck everybody else. Do you fucking handle that shit? Make shit happen. Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's my shit, dude.
I still got like 2 G notes left over from my little FD fund. I have been thinking about going to the casino.
Oh my god, yeah.
Parlay that shit all the way up, baby.
Oh, man.
2 cartons of fucking Marlboros and fucking ta-ting, ta-ting, ta-ting. You know what I mean?
God. I love that attitude.
They say you're only 11 hands away from being a millionaire.
There's also, what else they say? If you need help, call this number.
99% of gamblers quit before they hit the big one.
Right.
Fuck them quitters, dude.
No, that's really what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up like a charity, like gamblers helpline, smokers helpline.
That's so funny.
I just heard how nonprofits work, right? All you have to do is say, I'm trying to raise $5,000 for this, and then you accept donations, and anything you raise over that $5,000, you get the profit. So I think it's a good business plan.
Yeah, that's
no, that's sick.
I think on something there.
I got to tell you though, dude, we're here to support. So if once you start doing your stuff, you let us know. Anything that we can do that helps anybody in our community that isn't shadester, you know what I mean? Like honestly, if you're out there with good intentions, which you clearly are, we're not large in any way, shape, or form, but every little piece counts, so if you're going to do something, please let us know. We'd love to promote it. We'd love to have you back on. If you make a product, come in for a product spotlight. Like we can do that on our normal weekday pods, we'd love to do that. Anything we can help, and we say that to everybody, all the time. So I mean, I literally promoted a business that made fucking weed, like bowls. You know what I mean? And he's a homie. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And
we love weed.
We love weed, but we gave away like a bowl, and people were like, "Oh, that shit, like that's cool. You do classes and all this other stuff." So anything that we can help, that's my goal with this. So I love to hear that you're going to be possibly trying to do your own thing because that's rad. That is
so
rad.
I did it in the past. Like I said, I had my own business doing all automotive fabrication, but I was doing more of the custom stuff. Whereas now I want to go more to like manufacturing stuff.
I
have the skills, so yeah.
If you need any extra shined up, I know some guys.
Dude, I see a guy right now that I definitely let smoke cigarettes in my garage.
You guys are fucking funny.
Jesus Christ.
I love it.
So I wanted I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this out in my garage, but the problem was like I'm so close to the road that there's just there's this dude that has like this shitty Jeep that goes ripping up the hill, and it'd be like so loud. And
yeah.
But if I was in the garage, I could totally like pan the camera down. There's just butts everywhere.
That's so funny. You're probably fiending right now. 3 hours and 17
100%.
minutes. Yeah, you're dying.
But the conversation's good, so you know what I mean. Like
and fucking James over there teasing you, smoking like.
What a dick.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta tell you, this was an absolute pleasure.
You had a good time.
Yeah, it's nice to get to like sit down with you because, like I said, honestly, the most I know of you is at drivers' meetings and just seeing you at a drivers' meeting, just hanging out. You know,
which is surprising because I usually don't go to drivers' meetings.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I've seen you at Evergreen a couple events. There was, you know what it was too. It's like half the time when they reconvene to like, hey, are we going to do a comp or something? And then everybody comes over to AJ's or EJ's trailer and stuff like that. That's what I remember. Just kind of being around them and
people. We really haven't talked much at events other than like I think like 2 times. Like
nothing
and it was always like very brief. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I gotta say, I was a little starstruck
by
you to try and like talk to you. I'm serious.
What?
You know? Like
in what aspect?
I get that.
It was literally like Evergreen. Like I don't know if it was last year. What last year they did, or 2 years ago they did a big comp at Evergreen.
Okay.
Who drove that?
The pumpkin one?
No, I'm there for the pumpkin ones all the time.
Did Rich drive one of those big?
Not at Evergreen. Not at Evergreen.
No.
Nope. I've been to a bunch.
I drove there like
random,
2 years ago
stuff.
and crashed.
That's what I think it was.
All up.
But whatever, Damien, you were there, and I remember I was like, I should go say what's up because I haven't seen that guy since like RSD, and like, and I was just like, nah, you probably don't know who I am. Fuck it.
Oh no, that's awesome. That's so funny. You should have came up and said something.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild. Now we're
scary man.
Now you're
fucked. You're fucked.
You know now we're hanging out.
This guy's
I want to be like,
fucking talk to me and smoke cigarettes and shit. Like,
I'll be mad if you don't have a cigarette in your mouth.
That's
hell yeah.
I literally lose my voice every drift event because I smoke too much. Yeah.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah.
That's so funny. No, that's sick. I'm excited. It's so cool to get to sit down and like, just dive into people that like we don't normally have that time because even at a drift event we're going to talk a little bit but there's not that
there's so much going on.
There's so much going on. So that's one of my favorite things about the podcast is like you get so much closer with other people and learn like just what they're about, and it's really fucking rad. So
hell yeah.
This was definitely a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we got to sit down with you. And I'm sure we'll have you back on, especially if you're going to be doing some cool shit in the future. Please let us know. Yep. Please let us know.
Anytime. My schedule's open now. I don't got no FD to do.
Yeah, that's sick. Hopefully I see you this weekend. I have to go up to New Hampshire to do some stuff. Well, I say New Hampshire, but Connecticut. I'm going up to Connecticut for Thompson for their team drift, their night invitational thing to check that out and do some filming. But I'm going to try to stop back Saturday on the way back home. So
Right on. Yeah, I'll be there all weekend.
Try to stop at RSD, so I might be able to hang out for a little bit too. Now that I know like you're going and stuff, and if you coerce James to come out, maybe I'm can.
Not gonna go.
Yeah, you're not going to go. There's no way.
I want to
James,
go. I'm not going to go.
James is very focused on his business right now, which I appreciate.
I'll buy you 2 packs, buddy.
Whoa! $20.
Oh,
That's basically my day's worth. So okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, this is cool. Yeah. Anything else? You want to throw any more shout outs? Anything else?
Nah, not really, man.
Cool.
I love everybody. I love drifting. I love smoking cigarettes. Fuck bitches, get money. Boo.
Let's go, dude. That's fucking inspirational speech in 2024.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, that's funny. Sick, man.
I just can't wait to make memes about all you guys in fucking scene kids clothes.
No, that's so good.
Funny. That'll be sick.
That's so good.
It's like the pictures are already there. You just gotta find them.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
back.
No meme needed. Yeah.
Go back far enough. No, I love that. I'm definitely taking that away from this. Is we're seeing kids in the drift scene. I love that. That's fucking great. Sick. Well, this pod is going to be put on our exclusive Patreon first, so that's going to stay up for a little bit, and then it'll be released onto YouTube. So thank you for being part of this, because it's a big deal for us to be able to start moving these around. You know what I mean? So to sit down and record for us for 3 hours and 23 minutes is very exciting, because we're literally taking 3 hours of your life, and you're willing to do that. So it means a lot to me.
Wow.
Seriously, thank you so much. It's fucking awesome. So, there's no after hours since we're not live, but, we will throw it. We technically could, but, I am going to throw the ending on, and then, we'll see you in the green room in the back. So, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking this out. Make sure you support Danmo if he's going to be doing it in the future.
If anything, Instagram. That's it. Follow me on Instagram.
Yep. The Instagram is at Danmo349 if you're just listening on Spotify in the future when this releases, or if you're watching, you can see it on the screen. So use your fucking eyes. Otherwise, we'll see you guys the next time. Thank you so much. Bye,
Later,
everybody.
Gators.
See yous.